Good evening all. Welcome to ACE Engineering Academy online, ACE online live program on Telangana State Southern Power Distribution Company Limited. Today guys, you know that SPDCL examination was held. For that we are going to give that question paper analysis and discussion. Today we are going to take that question paper analysis and discussion. First I would like to mention that what is the weightage of each and every subject, and after that for each and every question our colleagues, my colleagues are going to be discussed for each and every subject. And guys, ee roju Telangana SPDCL ఎగ్జామినేషన్ జరిగింది. దాని మీద క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ అనాలిసిస్ మనం చేద్దాము. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ అనాలిసిస్కి ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ సబ్జెక్ట్కి మన రెస్పెక్ట్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ మెంబర్స్ వచ్చి మీతో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవుతారు. అండ్ ఐ హోప్ యూ హ్యావ్ డన్ వెరీ వెల్ ఫర్ ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఐ వాంట్ టు కన్వే దట్ ద క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ ఈజ్ ఈజీ టు మోడరేట్. అండ్ if you are having any doubts, you can contact with us through online and you can clarify the all doubts. Now let me consider that first subject weightage తీసుకుంటే each and every subject, nearly 15 subjects we have taken. Out of 15 subjects, first one, the weightage out of 100 questions, engineering mathematics లో 9 questions ఇచ్చారండి, electrical circuits లో 7 questions, ఈఎంఎఫ్లో 6 క్వశ్చన్స్, సిగ్నల్స్ అండ్ సిస్టమ్స్లో 4 క్వశ్చన్స్, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ మెషిన్స్లో 12 క్వశ్చన్స్, పవర్ సిస్టంలో 11 క్వశ్చన్స్, కంట్రోల్ సిస్టంలో 8 క్వశ్చన్స్, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మెజర్మెంట్స్లో 6 క్వశ్చన్స్, డిజిటల్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్ అండ్ మైక్రో ప్రాసెసర్లో మనకి 4 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇచ్చారు, పవర్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్లో 8 క్వశ్చన్స్, అనలాగ్ సర్క్యూట్స్లో 5 క్వశ్చన్స్, అనలిటికల్ అండ్ న్యూమరికల్ ఎబిలిటీలో 4 క్వశ్చన్స్, జనరల్ ఇంగ్లీష్లో 4 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇచ్చారు, అండ్ కంప్యూటర్ నాలెడ్జ్లో 4 క్వశ్చన్స్, జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్లో 8 క్వశ్చన్స్. ఒకసారి మనం టోటల్ పేపర్ అనాలిసిస్ చూస్తే ద వెయిటేజ్ అనేది యాక్చువల్లీ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ సబ్జెక్ట్కి ఈక్వల్ వెయిటేజ్ ఇచ్చేసాడండి. యూ షుడ్ నాట్ నెగ్లెక్ట్ ఎనీ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద సబ్జెక్ట్. అందుకని ప్రతి సబ్జెక్ట్ని కంపల్సరీగా మనం కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయాలి. అకార్డింగ్ టు ద గివెన్ వెయిటేజ్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ సబ్జెక్ట్కి కామన్ వెయిటేజ్ ఇచ్చేసాడు యాజ్ యూజువలీ. దట్స్ వై హియర్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ దట్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ మిస్ ఎనీ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద సబ్జెక్ట్, రైట్? అండ్ లెట్ మీ కన్సిడర్ దట్ వన్ బై వన్. ఫస్ట్ మై కొలీగ్ జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్కి రాజు సార్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు గివ్ ద ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ analysis of each and every question. If you are having any doubts regarding the solutions, you can type it, you can interact with us. Okay guys? Now I will hand over to Raju sir.
హలో స్టూడెంట్స్, మనకి నేను ఈరోజు జరిగిన ఎగ్జామ్లో మనకి జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్ నుంచి టోటల్గా 8 క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చాయి. అయితే ఈసారి మనకి ఎగ్జామ్లో ఈ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. 2-3 కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇచ్చారు. అలాగే తెలంగాణ మూమెంట్ నుంచి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ రావడం జరిగింది. అలాగే తెలంగాణ కల్చర్ నుంచి ఒక క్వశ్చన్ రావడం జరిగింది. ఓకేనా? టోటల్ తీసుకుంటే మనకి 8 క్వశ్చన్స్ రావడం జరిగింది. ఓకే, జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్లో మన ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ తీసుకుంటే ద పొలిటికల్ జాయింట్ యాక్షన్ కమిటీ. ద పొలిటికల్ జాయింట్ యాక్షన్ కమిటీ TJAC was formed in year. ఏ ఇయర్లో TJ యాక్ట్ని ఫామ్ చేసి అడుగుతున్నారు. సో ఎవ్రీబడి నోస్ దట్ ద ఆన్సర్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ 2009. ఎందుకంటే మనకి కేసీఆర్ గారు దీక్ష చేసింది 2009లోనే ఆయన దీక్ష చేశారు, తెలంగాణ ఇచ్చారు. తెలంగాణ ఇచ్చినట్టు ఇచ్చి మళ్ళీ తెలంగాణ వెనక్కి తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది. అలా మనకి ఈ డిసెంబర్లోనే ఈ తెలంగాణ జాయింట్ యాక్షన్ కమిటీ కోదండరామ్ గారి నేతృత్వంలో ఈ జాయింట్ యాక్షన్ కమిటీ ఏర్పాటు చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ద ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ 2009. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, బీసన్ హార్న్ డాన్స్ ఇన్ తెలంగాణ ఇస్ పర్ఫార్మ్డ్ విచ్ ఆర్ ది ఫాలోయింగ్ ట్రైబ్స్. ఎందుకంటే మనకి ఇటీవల ఇది కూడా న్యూస్లో ఉందండి బీసన్ హార్న్ డాన్స్ గురించి. బీసన్ హార్న్ ఫెస్టివల్ ఉంటుంది, అది నార్త్ ఈస్ట్లో జరుగుతుంది. ఇది డాన్స్ కూడా అడిగారు. సో ఇక్కడ ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేసి ఏంటంటే కోయ జాతి వాళ్ళు, ఎవరైతే మనకి తెలంగాణలో కోయ జాతి వాళ్ళు ఉంటారో ఈ బీసన్ హార్న్ డాన్స్ని పర్ఫామ్ చేయడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, వేర్ ఈజ్ ద హెరిటేజ్ జైల్ మ్యూజియం లొకేట్ ఇన్ తెలంగాణ. మామూలుగా మనకి జీవితంలో చచ్చిపోయి పోకూడదు అనుకున్న ప్లేస్ అని ఉందంటే జైలు అన్నమాట. ఒకవేళ మీరు ఎట్లాగో ఫ్యూచర్లో తప్పు చేయరు కాబట్టి, కరప్షన్ చేయరు కాబట్టి, అయినా సరే ఒకసారి జైలు ఒకసారి చూసే సరదాగా బాగుందంటే ఇటు పోవచ్చు. మనకి సంగారెడ్డిలో స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. నువ్వు 500 రూపీస్ ఇస్తే డే మొత్తం నువ్వు జైల్లో ఖైదీలాగా ఉండొచ్చు అనమాట. ఓకేనా, ఇది ఇప్పుడు కరెంట్ అఫేర్ కాదు, ఇది 2 years బ్యాక్ ఇష్యూ అనమాట. సో హెరిటేజ్ జైల్ మ్యూజియం ఎక్కడ లాంచ్ చేశారు? సంగారెడ్డి జైలు. నెక్స్ట్, క్వాడ్ ఈజ్ ఎ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ కంట్రీస్ కన్సిస్టింగ్. సో రీసెంట్గా మన క్వాడ్ న్యూస్లో ఉంది, కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ న్యూస్లో ఉంది ఇది. సో క్వాడ్లో ఏ కంట్రీస్ ఉన్నాయని అడుగుతున్నాడు. సో ఇండియా అనేది దాంట్లో మెంబర్గా ఉంది కాబట్టి ఈ ఆప్షన్ మనం ఎలిమినేట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఇక్కడ ఆస్ట్రేలియా కాదు, ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి మనకి ఆస్ట్రేలియా, జపాన్, ఇండియా, యూఎస్ఏ. ఆస్ట్రేలియా, జపాన్, ఇండియా, యూఎస్ఏ, దాన్ని ఏమంటారు? మన క్వాడ్ గ్రూప్ అంటారు. నెక్స్ట్, హూ ఈస్ ద కరెంట్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ యాక్షన్ టాస్క్ ఫోర్స్ హ్యావింగ్ హెడ్ క్వార్టర్స్ ఇన్ ఫ్రాన్స్. సో రీసెంట్గా FATF అనే ఒక రిపోర్ట్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. సో దాంట్లో పాకిస్తాన్ గురించి కూడా డిస్కస్ చేయడం జరిగింది, అందుకే క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాడు. దాంట్లో ముఖ్యంగా ఏంటంటే ఈ ఫైనాన్షియల్ యాక్షన్ టాస్క్ ఫోర్స్ ఒక ఇండియన్ అనేవాడు ఉన్నాడు కాబట్టి ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇక్కడ ఎవరు మనకి రాజ్ కుమార్, అందుకే ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అనేది అడగడం జరిగింది, రాజ్ కుమార్. నెక్స్ట్, ఇండియా బికమ్ ద ఫుల్ మెంబర్ ఆఫ్ షాంఘై కోఆపరేషన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఇన్ ద ఇయర్ ఆఫ్. ఇది కొంచెం కష్టమైన క్వశ్చన్, ఎందుకంటే షాంఘై కోఆపరేషన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ హెడ్ క్వార్టర్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది, రీసెంట్ మీటింగ్ ఎక్కడ జరగబోతుంది, ఏ ఉందంటే ఆన్సర్ చేయొచ్చు. కానీ ఇండియా పర్మనెంట్ మెంబర్ అంటే కొంచెం కష్టమైన క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. సో ఎక్కడ అంటే మనకి 2017. సో 2017 ఇయర్లో ఇండియా షాంఘై కోఆపరేటివ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో ఫుల్ ఫ్లెడ్జ్డ్ మెంబర్గా అవడం జరిగింది. ద కరెన్సీ ఆఫ్ ఇండోనేషియా, ఏ వెరీ వెరీ సింపుల్ అండ్ జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. సో ఎందుకంటే సేమ్ మన ఇండియన్ కరెన్సీ రూపీ అనేది నేపాల్లో ఉంటుంది, పాకిస్తాన్లో ఉంటుంది, చాలా కంట్రీస్లో ఉంటుంది, అలాగే ఇండోనేషియాలో కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేసి ఏంటంటే రూపీ అనమాట. ఇండోనేషియా కరెన్సీ వచ్చేసి ఏంటి? రూపియా. సో ఓకే గైస్, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది జనరల్ అవేర్నెస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ మై సైడ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ మీకు చెప్తారు.
Now today papers almost all. Yes, good evening dear students. Now today paper from the control system almost all we got 10% weightage. 10% out of 80 question technical paper, 8 questions we got. Now coming to the first question. First question, very simple question. Identify the correct statement from the following. So examiner was given PD controller, PI controller. Now once we observe the PD controller, first option A, PD controller increase the damping ratio and peak overshoot. What option A is telling that zeta and peak overshoot of the system increases. Now observe the PD controller. PD controller, observe here, PD controller. Now, okay, PD controller increase the damping ratio, correct only. Increase the damping ratio, but highlighted fourth point, observe, reduce the percentage of MP. MP decreases here, MP decreases. Okay, MP decreases here, MP decreases means MP decreases. So option A is wrong here. Option A is wrong. Why option A is wrong here? Damping ratio increases, correct only, but MP decreases. So MP decreases. This is wrong. PD controller decreases the damping ratio. Damping ratio increases. So it is a wrong statement. Option B also wrong. PI controller increases the order of the system. Let. Now option D, observe, PI controller becomes more stable than the original one. No dear. Why? Because order of the system increases. When the PI controller adds, PI controller is nothing but now Kp plus Ki by S. So obviously Kps plus Ki upon S, order of the system increases. When the order increases, stability decreases. Now observe here, when the PD controller, yes, PD controller, yeah, PI controller observe, yes, PD controller observe here, PI controller. What is the PI controller? Now, yes, fine, here order of the system increases. Order of the system increases, correct only, but when the order increases, the system may becomes less stable dear. less stable. So coming to this question here. Now, okay, perfect suitable answer is PI controller increases the order of the system, but always increase the stability is wrong here. It may becomes less stable also. So perfect answer is 26 is the 26th question. This question is option C is perfect answer. Now we'll move to the one more question here. These are the effects of PI controller. Okay, state transition matrix. Examiner was given A matrix, is asking what is the state transition matrix here. Now we know the formula. What is the state transition matrix formula? State transition matrix equal to, now pi of t equal to L inverse of Si minus A inverse. Si minus A inverse, this is a formula. This is a formula. But this much of risk is not required here. Inta risk avasram ledu. Simple technique here. When the diagonal matrix, if the diagonal matrix ichadanko, that is a regular. Simple, it is a e power 1t, e power 2t, e power 3t. Same, no sign change, no sign change. So what is the correct answer here? Suitable option, option C here. No sir, I want formula regular method means it takes 5 minutes here. This is a 5 minutes it takes. Now this is a simple option C is correct answer. So when the diagonal matrix is given, state transition matrix is e power same sign, not opposite sign. Option D also given to make confusion. So correct answer is option C. Now we'll move to the one more question. Signal flow graph. Signal flow graph. Examiner was asking forward paths here. Forward paths. First forward path. What is the first forward path here? Is the first forward path. Now this is the first straight forward path. I'm using different color here. I'm using different color here. Now second forward path here. It is a second forward path here. Now we need to travel along the direction. We need to travel along the direction. So second forward path, not opposite direction. Now third forward path, I am using different color here. Now this is a third forward path. Yes. So number of forward paths are 3. Now some students will write like this, but that is touching, every node should touch only one time only. Prati node kuda okesari touch kavala. So every node should touch only one time. So no doubt number of forward paths are 3 here, but option both are given 4. So option C and D are wrong. Next, we need to move to the number of number of loops here. Number of loops here. Number of loops here nothing but first simple loop. This is a loop 1 here. It is a loop 1. It is a loop 1. Second loop, I am using different color here. Second loop here. This is a second loop here. Okay, both are touching. Now coming to third loop here. Third loop. Okay. What is the third loop here? This is the third loop here. This is the third loop. Now fourth loop. Fourth loop, again I am using different color here. This is the fourth loop here. So from this combination, if you observe, whatever the examiner is asking, 2 options are eliminated. Already C and D are eliminated. Now number of forward paths are 3, but 2 are in the race. What is the correct answer here? 1 or 2. Number of 2 non-touching loops. Examiner is asking 2 non-touching loops. 2 non-touching loop means, here observe, yellow color and red color. Both are, there is no relation to R. So number of 2 non-touching loops are 100%. So obviously option A is correct answer. Nice. Now we are moving to the one more question. The steady state error for unit step input of the following system. Again state transition matrix. State space. Examiner was given state space. There are 2 questions from the chapter, but linked to the time response. From here, we get the transfer function first of all. Closed loop transfer function will get. We get closed loop transfer function here. Okay, that is a transfer function is nothing but closed loop transfer function already here. What is the closed loop transfer function method? Now, yeah. C into Si minus A inverse, this is a formula. Product of B. Why? Because D matrix is given 0. Now, but if you use this one, it takes a lot of time. Simple technique here. What is the shortcut here? Simple technique. In the classroom already we were discussed here. Now simple technique, trans function equal to, that is a closed loop trans function. Here A matrix, this is A matrix. Order is now 2 cross 2. So denominator part is S square. Travel reverse, opposite sign, plus 2S, plus 4. Now B matrix here, where is the B matrix? Last one, that is a common element. Now C matrix 1, 0, na, travel reverse. First 0 into S, less number, S square means S power 1, 0 into S, plus this 1 dn. So this is a closed loop trans function. Now we got closed loop trans function. So what is the closed loop trans function we got? Closed loop trans function we got 1 upon s square plus 2s plus 4. But to find the steady state error, we required open loop trans function. What is the open loop trans function? Anyone tell me? Come on. Yes. Now open loop trans function is nothing but this is a formula dear. Closed loop trans function upon 1 minus closed loop trans function. So if you find this one, we get the answer s square plus 2s plus 3 dear. What is the steady state error? To find the steady state error, we require the Kp for unit step input. Kp equal to formula limit s tends to 0, g of s h of s, 1 upon s square plus 2s plus 3 dear. So we get the 1 by 3. But what is the steady state error? SSE equal to for unit step input 1 upon 1 plus Kp. 1 upon 1 plus Kp means 1 plus 1 by 3. Now take the LCM. What happens here? This is a 3 by 4. So obviously 0.75 is perfect answer. Now select the correct answer here. 0.75. Yes, option D is there. Option D is there. Now, okay, we'll move to the one more question here. The value of gain at the breakaway point of the root locus. So to find the gain, we need to find first of all breakaway point here. How to find the breakaway point? Now characteristic equation, we have to find the characteristic equation. Tell me characteristic equation equal to 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. So multiply s square plus s. So s square plus s plus k equal to 0. How to find the break point here? We know. So s square plus s equal to 0. Now differentiate dk by ds. If we differentiate dk by ds, what happens? Come on. 2s plus 1 equal to 0 dear. So after this one, we will get s equal to minus 1 by 2, that is a minus 0.5. This is a breakaway point. S equal to minus 0.5 breakaway point. Examiner is asking gain. Gain means we can find by using magnitude condition. By using magnitude condition, the trans function here, k upon s into s plus 1, where we have to find at breakaway point 0.1 equal to 1 dear. This is a breakaway point, okay. Now that is nothing but wherever s is there 0.5, mod 0.5, again s equal to minus 0.5 plus 1, 0.5. So what is a 0.5? 1 by 2, product of 1 by 2, that is nothing but 1 by 4. His answer is 0.25 dear. So what is the best suitable option? 0.25, option B is perfect answer. Option B is perfect answer. Yes, next we will move to the one more question. Identify the correct answer from the following statement, respective to the Nyquist contour. Nyquist contour. Yes, everyone knows Nyquist contour here. This is a Nyquist contour. Nyquist contour is going to cover on g omega axis entire right half of S plane. Entire right half of S plane. Right side is going to cover right side and g omega axis and right side. So what is the best suitable option? Select the. It consists of the entire g omega axis and semicircle of finite radius. Note it. It is the radius of infinity semicircle. Examiner was given finite radius circle, no, wrong option. It consists of the entire g omega axis and semicircle of infinite radius circle. Now we'll check the best possible. It encloses the entire right of S plane. Entire right of S plane. This is a perfect answer. Entire right of S plane. So entire means option C is perfect answer. Option C is right answer. Okay. Match the following with respect to the Bode plot. Pole at origin. Pole at origin means 1 by S. What is the phase angle of this one equal to? Whenever the denominator part, okay, S term means 90 degrees. Denominator part means minus 90 degrees. Pole at origin means minus 90. Minus 90 means A statement belongs to the R. A belongs to the R. Two poles at origin. Whenever S square means multiply into 2. So we'll get the minus 180 degrees here. Minus 180. Which is a minus 180 degrees? So B belongs to the S. B belongs to the S here. 0 at origin, single 0 at origin means you will get the plus 90 degrees. Plus 90 degrees. 0 means numerator term means plus. 0 means plus 90 means C belongs to Q. Now 2 zeros at origin. 2 means multiply with 2. 90 into 2, 180. So that is P. So what is the A belongs to R, B belongs to S, C goes to Q, D goes to P. No doubt option A is perfect answer. Option A is the suitable option. Now one more question. Yes, 80 question. This is the last question in the control system. 8 questions here. Now here observe assertion and reason. Zero input stability is called as asymptotic stability. It is a pure definition only. Asymptotic stability meaning zero input. Whenever no input is there, absence of input, initial condition drive the system. Absence of input, initial condition drive the system. That is stability is called as asymptotic stability. Assertion is 100% correct answer. In the absence of any input, now we'll get the finite output only. The output tends to finite. Yes, finite is given. So in the absence of input, initial condition drive the some time. So always output will get the finite time only. So reason also correct only. So what is the best suitable option here? Both A and R true. Option B is correct answer here. These are the questions from the control system. Very simple. All questions are covered from the classroom itself, dear. Okay, very nice. No need to touch the pen and paper also. With eyes only we can tell the answer. Now that about the control system. Same will move to the one more subject called, yes dear, computer knowledge. First, it is a computer knowledge subject. First one, a small portable device used to store data for computers is. Direct bit it is, okay. Just engineering first level, universal serial bus, dear. To store the small portable device, we use the universal serial bus, dear. By using this one, we can store the small port, okay. This is called as a small portable device. Next, option B, okay, 90, full form of GPT. Okay, generative pre-trained transformer is correct, not transformation, okay, transformation. Both option A and D are given, same as it is, transformation, transformer. So correct answer is option A is correct answer. GPT, direct full form. Hyperlink is used in MS PowerPoint. One PPT to link to the other PPT. It is used to link one PPT to other PPT. So best possible option is option A is correct answer here. Another slide here. So 92 question, identify the wrong statement. Option A, correct statement. This is a correct only. Basic is an interpreter language, correct only. JavaScript is an interpreter language, correct only. Python is a compiler language. No dear, it is an interpreter language. Python is an interpreter language. So this is the interpreter language. That is the reason why this is a wrong statement. Examiner is asking select the wrong statement. So no doubt option D is correct answer. So this is the computer basic fundamentals. Next, okay, faculty. Yes.
Okay. Welcome back. Guys, under electrical circuits networks, nearly 7 questions are given, which are, I can say that it is moderate to somewhat tough, the entire question paper, because all are the students, they are asking what is the level of the question paper. That's why I am saying that the question paper level is, you can say definitely moderate to tough, no doubt in that. As per the networks or electrical circuits, I can say that here, the questions which are given, 7 questions, you can easily do it, not a problem for that. It is somewhat time taking, but you can easily do it. Now let me take one by one. The node based matrix equation of the circuit shown below is. Guys, usually meeku vache problem ekkada untadante ikkada ohms ivvaledu. He was given in terms of mhos. That's why while you are defining that equations, we should go for that one. Now the equations by KCL at V1 and V2, definitely you will get the direct expression as here. A answer you will get it. Let me write that equations. Now from that, the equations by KCL at V1 and V2, suppose if you take it here, 4 is equal to, because this is incoming, and outgoing current V1 not by 3 into 3 you have to take it, and this is also outgoing. Then with that we can take it 3 plus 2, 5 times of V1, and this is opposite direction V1 potential difference, minus 2 times of V2 you will get it. While coming to that KCL at V2, This is incoming, we have taken that. Incoming currents are equal to outgoing currents, but here all the currents are outgoing, so we have taken here. As per the matrices, I can say that this is also outgoing. That's why I can take it minus 1.6 is equal to. These two are also outgoing. That's why V2 is positive and V1 is negative. That's why minus 2V1 plus 2 plus 3, 5V2, right? Now, if you take into the matrix notation, you will get this 5 minus 2 minus 2, 5, V1 and V2. This is the expressions, the matrix notation. That's why the answer A is the correct one. Okay? Now, let me take the next one. The question is between any two horizontal or vertical vertices of a cube shown below, a conductance of 1 mho is connected using 3 parallel sets in series, each set consisting of 3, 6 and 3 resistances. Determine the equivalent conductance across the terminals D and F. This is a cube here. Usually everybody knows the answer for this one. For ohms, in terms of ohms, you know that it is a 6 by 5 by 6 ohms, you are considering that. But here we need to take in terms of mhos, because the answer is given in terms of mhos. That's why the answer you will get it for this one here, actually 5 by 6 ohms you will get it, but here 6 by 5 ohms mhos we are getting. Option C is the correct one. Option C is the correct one. How we are getting that? Once you recall that across two opposite diagonals, the resultant resistance of a cube, if each side or each edge is having 1 mho means 1 mho, both are same. That's why here 1 ohm or 1 mho both are same, and the 3, 6, 3, that means what? These are the 3 across this one. This you can get it like this. Once you take the equipotential points, directly you will get it. Under equipotential points, you will get it. This is the equivalent circuits by taking the equipotential points across two opposite diagonals. This is the D, suppose if you take it, F is the opposite diagonal, D and F. Now, as he said that 3, 6, 3, this is the 3, 6, 3, then I can take it, these are all, now R equivalent is equal to, what I can take it parallel, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3, resistance in series can be added, then what we are getting that 5 by 6 ohms, and what we are getting that R equivalent in terms of mhos, if you want to take it, 6 by 5 mhos. That's why option C is the correct one. You should be careful regarding this one. While you are attending, while you are taking the answer as not 5 by 6, it is a 6 by 5 mhos. Let me consider the next one, guys. In two-port network where inverse hybrid parameters are used. Guys, you know that inverse hybrid parameters means G parameters. First of all, once you recall that hybrid parameters, under hybrid parameters, what we are getting that hybrid parameters here, under hybrid parameters, under hybrid parameters, you know the hybrid parameters. Hybrid parameters, for hybrid parameters, V1, I2 are the dependent variables, V2, I1 are independent variables here. But G parameters reverse. Reverse means what? Here, independent variables are what? V1, I2 are independent variables, and V2 and I1 are dependent variables. Reverse of that one. This is the G parameters or inverse hybrid parameters. V1, I2 are the independent and V2, I1 are the dependent. That's why option C is the correct one. Option C is the correct one, right? And the next one is two impedances 5 minus jXC and 5 ohms. This is 5 plus J0 means 5 ohms, which are connected in parallel or connected in series with that 6.25 plus J into 1.25 ohms. If the input current is in phase with that supply voltage, then the susceptance of unknown capacitor is, susceptance means it is the inverse of reactance, inverse of reactance. Guys, according to the given circuit or as per the given theory, I can define the network network will be like this. As per that, first two impedances are in parallel, nothing but what? 5 minus jXc, and this is the 5 plus J0 means 5, and total is in series with this one, 6.25 plus J times of 1.25. Once you see that, the condition was given to obtain the Xa value. What is that? Voltage and currents are in phase. Guys, here you have to know that when the voltage and currents are in phase, the system is under resonance. Under resonance, the total either impedance or admittance, imaginary part is equal to 0. Nothing but what we can take it. If you see the total impedance, this is the parallel 5 minus jXc parallel with 5 and total in series with 6.25 plus j into 1.25. If you do this, take the real and j times of imaginary part. Under V and I are in phase means we should go for imaginary part is equal to 0. I am not giving here the detailed solution. You can get the detailed solution from our website, definitely will provide. Now imaginary part, if you do that, imaginary part is equal to 0. Xc value you will get here. What value? Xc value will get 10 ohms, but he wants to take the susceptance. Susceptance means inverse of reactance. Nothing but BC is equal to 1 by XC, which is 0.1 mhos. That's why I can say that here the option B is the correct one. Option B is the correct one. This is a very simple but some calculation what is there. Now let me consider the next example. In a single phase AC circuit, RL is in parallel with RC. The circuit resonates at all frequencies. Guys, already I have given that. Under parallel resonance, this is the third type. Under third type, if you see that here, two impedances are connected in parallel. The resonant frequency, actually we are having that omega naught is equal to, for this one, the resonant frequency, we have that 1 by root LC under root RL square minus L by C. Already you know this one, this is the radians per second. If you want to resonate this values, both the resistances of inductance branch and capacitance branch both are equal. Under this instant, if you want to get the condition for this, when RL is equal to 0, RL is equal to RC is equal to R, then you need to make this value is equal to 0. With this R value, what we are getting that? Under root L by C. Based on that condition, I can say that option C is the correct one. Option C is the correct one. Now let me take the next example. The voltage and current of single phase AC circuits are given by voltage given, current given, and the reactive power. Guys, the reactive power, if you want to take that, you have the formula under reactive power, which is Q equal to VI sin phi, where V and I are the RMS values and phi is the phase angle. Before going to that, guys, already I have given that here, you should know that whether the voltage and currents are given in same trigonometric function or not. Yes, here sinusoidal given, here sinusoidal given. And what about the phase angle here given? This voltage is given pi by 6 means what? 30 degrees. And here this current is given pi by 3. Pi by 3 means what? 60 degrees. Now what is the difference? Whatever it is, whether it is lagging or leading. Once you identify that this is 30 and this is 60, difference is what? Here we are getting as 30 degrees. Now I can say that the direct formula for reactive power, for single phase, Q is equal to reactive power VI sin phi, where V and I are the RMS values. From these equations you will get the maximum values. We should obtain the RMS values by making that here 50 by root 2 R, here 100 by root 2. Voltage is what? 100 is the maximum, 200 by root 2 and I is 50 by root 2 and sine phi, sine 30 degrees here. Because angle between voltage and current is equal to what? It is 30 degrees. Now from that what I can take it here, 2 into 50, nothing but what? 10,000 by 4 we are getting, which is equal to 2.5 kVA or kilo volt ampere reactive. With this I can say that, which is the correct option? Option A is the correct one. It's a very simple. You can do it within the time. Now the next question, let me consider the next question guys. Here, find the peak to peak value. This is very important here. Peak to peak value. Peak value means maximum. Peak to peak means double of the maximum. Now peak to peak value of the current. Now 2 times of Im value we have to find out for I1, for I. This is very simple. You may think that it's a KCL expression, but the calculation part is very important. That's why I am giving that this question paper is moderate to tough somewhat. Now here I can say that at this point, if you apply the KCL, I1, I2 are entering and I3, I are leaving. With that, by KCL, I can give that the direct solution for this one is, the solution for this one, here I is equal to I1 plus I2 minus I3. Now by doing this, you can go for that phasor notation or you can go for the directly equation format. If you do that here, I1 plus I2, nothing but what? 5 at an angle 0 that is, and 10 at an, I am taking the maximum values here because I need finally the maximum values, 2 times of Im, right? Now minus this is what? 60 degrees. And minus I3. I3 value how much? 5 at an angle minus 60 degrees. Guys, if you do this, then definitely you will get it. The maximum value of this one, Im value of this, I value, you will get nearly value 15 amperes you will get it. But we need peak to peak value. The peak to peak value, as per the question, peak to peak value, definitely it is 2 times of Im. Then with this 15 into 2, which is equal to 30 amperes, which is equal to 30 amperes. Now, which is the correct option? Option B is the correct one. Option B is the correct. These are the questions given under electrical circuits. These are very simple questions. You can do it within the stipulated time, whatever the given. Now, I would like to hand over the next faculty, mathematics. Right. Thank you. All the
So let's see the first question. A random variable x has the following probability distribution, right? And given that if the mean of x is 0.8, then a is what? Look at here, a and b are 2 unknowns are there, so we need to find a value and b value. Very simple, we know that sum of the total probability is to be unity or not. So what is the total probability here? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So 0.5 plus 0.1, 0.6 plus, and b plus 2b, 3b plus 4b equal to 1, right? So that implies 4b equal to 0. This is what? 0.4 only, 1 minus 0.6. So b equal to 0.1, right? We want a value. So we have to find the a value. How do we get the a value? Given that expectation of x is what? Mean of x is what? 0.8. What is the mean of x? Given that e of x equal to 0.8. What is the mean of x? Formula sigma xi into pi equal to 0.8. What is sigma xi pi? That is minus 2 into 0.1 minus 0.2. Next minus 1 into b minus b. Next 0 into 0.2 0. This is 2b, so plus 2b. And this is 0.6 plus 0.6 and this is ab. So plus ab equal to 0.8 only. So look at this is 2b minus b, that is plus b. So ab plus b, right. Next one is what? Minus 0.6 and 0.2 and 0.6, that is 0.4. Right hand side 0.8 equal to 0.4. So therefore this is going to be common. So we can say that, look at, so ab plus b equal to 0. What is the value here? 0.4, right. So therefore b common, that is this side what? Look at. So b common, a plus 1 equal to what? 0.4 only. So a plus 1 equal to b is already what? 0.1 or not? So by substituting the value we get 0.4 by 0.1 only. So e is going to be 4 only. Therefore a equal 4 minus 1 is 3 only. Right, where just very basic model related to sum of the probabilities. The property is what here? Sum of the probabilities unity and expectation is given. So which option? Option D is the correct answer. Let's see the next question. Right. So look at this question here. If a particular solution of the equation, the differential equation, x cube into y triple dash plus 2x square y double dash plus 2y equal 10x is of the form a plus bx, then what is a square plus b square? So ఈ d ని మనం ఏమని పిలుస్తాం? Euler Cauchy d, right? So given that particular solution is what? Y equal to a plus bx. So given that very simple technique, y equal to a plus bx. So y dash is what, my dear students? Y dash is what? B only. What is y double dash? Y double dash is what? 0. What is y triple dash? 0 only. So substituting this d. So this is going to be what? X square into y double dash value 0. Next 2x square into, this is y triple dash, 2x square into double dash is also 0, plus 2 into y means what? A plus bx only. So a plus bx equal to 10x only. So this is going to be what? So then simplify just manaki em vastundi. So a plus bx equal to, very clearly a plus bx equal to 5x only. So very clearly b value 5, a value 0 only. So a square plus b square is going to be 25 అనేది కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ అవుతుంది. సో ఏ ఆప్షన్ కరెక్ట్ అవుతుంది మనకి? ఆప్షన్ డి ఇస్ ద కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్. సో డీటెయిల్డ్ మెథడ్ అంటే చాలా లెంతీగా ఉంటుంది, ఈజీగా ఈ టెక్నిక్ని అప్లై చేయొచ్చు, రైట్. లెట్స్ సీ ద నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. సో లెట్ ఏ ఫంక్షన్ f of x comma y be defined by this is the function. So then given that f of 0 equal f of 0 0 is 0, then f of yx at 0 0 is what? ఇది కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ ప్రాబ్లం. దీన్ని మనం డైరెక్ట్గా డో f by డో x ఫస్ట్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ ఎక్స్ డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేసి పార్షియల్లీ, నెక్స్ట్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ వై చేస్తే ఆన్సర్ రాదు. సో ఈ ప్రాబ్లం కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్గా చేయాలి మనం. లుక్ ఎట్, సో వాట్ ఈజ్ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్? ఫస్ట్ వీ ఫైండ్ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ కామా 0y, right? This is the actual definition of the partial derivatives. So what is the definition here? Limit x tends to 0, the definition is going to be f of x comma y minus f of 0 comma y by x is the formula, right? This is the formula. So this is going to be what, my dear students? Limit x tends to 0, f of x comma y means what? 2xy cube by x plus y square minus f of 0 comma y means what? Y is fixed, put x equal 0 in this one. So this is going to be 0 or not? So 0, this whole thing by x only. So by simplifying we get limit x tends to 0, this is going to be 2y cube by x plus y square only by simplifying. So look at x value 0, that is 2y cube by y square only. So this is going to be 2y only. So what is value f of x comma 0 comma y value is what? 2y only. So let's see the next one. What is the next calculation? We have to calculate fx at 0 comma 0. What does it mean? Dou f by dou x value at 0, 0. So దీని ఫార్ములా ఏంటి మనకి? లిమిట్ ఎక్స్టెన్స్ టు 0, రైట్? f of x comma 0 minus f of 0 comma 0 by x is the formula, right? What is f of x comma 0, my dear students? Limit extends to 0. f of x comma 0 means what? 0 only. Means what? X constant, y value 0 minus f of 0, 0 is already given that in the question, f of 0, 0 value 0 only by x only. So this is going to be 0, right? Now what is the required value, my dear students? f yx, that is what? Dou square f by dou y dou x only. So at 0, 0 is required. So the formula is going to be in fact limit y tends to 0 f of fx at 0 comma y minus fx at 0, 0 by x is the actual formula. So this is going to be, my dear students, look at limit y tends to 0, limit y tends to 0, fx at 0 y is what is the formula? 2y or not? So 2y, and fx at 0, 0 is what? Sorry, this is y only, not x, this is y. 1 minute, right? So this is y only. So this is going to be 2y minus this value 0 by this is y only. So y get cancelled. This is going to be 2 only. So 2 is the correct answer. This is y, not x. So this is the procedure. So by solving, by finding the partial derivative directly, we could not get the answer. This is the another method, right, to solve this type of problems. Finally, what is the answer? Option A is the correct answer, right? ఇది కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ ప్రాబ్లం, రెగ్యులర్గా చేసే ప్రాబ్లం టైప్ కాదు. సో డిఫరెంట్గా చేయాలి ఈ ప్రాబ్లం, రైట్? These are the actual definitions of partial derivatives. Let's see the next question. The radius of convergence of the Taylor series about z equal to a is what? So look at, my dear students, z equal to 0. That implies what? A equal to 0 is the point. About this point, the Taylor series to be expanded. What is the function, my dear students? F of z equal to z power 4 plus 2z square by 1 minus cos z or not? So for this function, what are the singular points? What is the singular point? For what value of z, the denominator becomes 0. Means the function is undefined. Very clearly, z equal to 0, cos 0 value 1, cos 2 pi value 1, next 4 pi is 1, etc. or not? What is the radius of convergence? Radius of convergence r equal to distance from, right? That is distance from a. A means what here? A to nearest to singular point. This is the formula. So nearest to singular point only. Yes, correct or not? So look at, my dear student. So this is the G scale, this is the 0. Nearest to singular point means what? That is what? Like 0 again, 0 is given again, and 2 pi, 4 pi, etc. So nearest singular point for 0 is 0 or not? So distance from 0 to 0 is what? 0 only. Therefore, radius is going to be 0 only. No option is matching for this question. So no option for this one. So the formula is what? Distance from the A. A means what? About what point the function is to be expanded. So given that z equals 0 only, so A is 0. From 0 to nearest singular point is 0 only. So distance from 0 to 0 means 0 only. So no option is matching for this question, right? Let's see another example. Look at this, the question. If x minus 1 whole cube is an integrating factor, and x minus 1 whole cube is an integrating factor, then for the differential equation y dash plus px into y equal 12 into x minus 1 whole square, then p of 22 is what? Manadils, right? We know that. What is the general formula? The general formula is what, my dear students? Integrating factor equal to e raised to integral of p into dx only. Yes, correct or not? Given that if is what, my dear students? If equal to x minus 1 whole cube only. So correct or not? So very clear. Look at, suppose p is 3 by x minus 1. Then we get this integrating factor or not? Look at, substitute p equal 3 by x minus 1. 3 by x minus 1 dx means what? 3 times log of x minus 1 only. That is integrating factor is going to be x minus 1 whole cube. So what is the required value? P of 22 is required, my students. That is 3 by 22 minus 1 only. So 3 by 21 equal to 1 by 7 is the correct answer. So which option? Option C is the correct answer. Because we have a formula e power k into log f of x equal to f of x whole power k is the formula, my dear students. So this e formula ni manam ikkada use chesam. Am I right? So very clear, 3p equal to 3 by x minus 1 only. Right. Let's see the next question. Look at, if the system of equations x minus 2y, this is the system of equations, has infinitely many solutions, then K is what? ఓకే, ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ మనం క్లాస్ రూమ్లో కూడా చూసాం. వీటిని డైరెక్ట్గా మనం షార్ట్ కట్స్ డీటెయిల్డ్ మెథడ్ అప్లై చేస్తాం, గాస్ ఎలిమినేషన్ మెథడ్ ఆర్ సింపుల్గా ఆప్షన్స్ కూడా ఇక్కడ వెరిఫై చేయొచ్చు. సో దాని డీటెయిల్డ్ మెథడ్ చాలా లెంతీ అవుతుంది. సపోజ్ K ఈక్వల్ టు -1, ఇట్ వర్క్స్ ఆర్ నాట్? లుక్ ఎట్. సో వెన్ ఎవర్ K ఈక్వల్ టు -1 we get x minus 2y plus 3z equal to -1. Next one is what? 2x minus 3y plus 4z equal to -1 only. And third equation is what? Minus x plus y only. K is -1 means what? +1. This is -1 get cancelled. Minus 3z equal to -2 plus 2 0 only. Am I right? So let it be 1, let it be 2, let it be 3. So ఇవి 3 equations. See once here my dear students, 1 plus 2 is going to be first equation, second equation యాడ్ చేసాం అనుకోండి ఏమవుతుంది? 1 plus 3. So 1 plus 3 is going to be what? X minus x get cancelled. Minus 2y plus y is what? Minus y. And plus 3z minus 3z get cancelled. Right hand side ఏమొస్తుంది మనకి value? -1. That implies y value y equal to 1. Now put y value in this y equal to 1 in the above equations. So these equations ఏమవుతాయి మనకి? x minus y value 1. So x minus 2, 3z, this side -1. So x plus 3z equal to, this -2 means this side +1 only. Next, second equation is what? 2x same only, y value 1. So this is 4z, right? This is -3 means what? This side +2 only. Next, third equation is what? -x, and this is -3z only, y value 1. So this is going to be -1. See once here, first equation and second equation are proportional or not? Third equation are proportional or not? So this equation and this equation, what equation? X plus 3z equal to 1 అనే ఈక్వేషన్, అలాగే -x minus 3z equal to -1 అనేవి ప్రపోర్షనల్. సో దేర్ ఫార్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్? ఇన్ఫైనైట్లీ మెనీ సొల్యూషన్స్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్. Infinitely many solutions exist. So what is the condition? What is the correct answer? K equal to -1 is the correct answer. So we by detailed method, if you apply the detailed method will take more time. This is the simple technique to solve this question, right? By taking A equal to -1. Let's see the next question. So the value of the integral over mod z equal to 1. So unit circle is given, centered origin with radius 1 unit. 1 plus I by this one is what? Very simple my dear students. Look at ee problem ela solve chestam. How do we get the answer? First look at what is f of z here? Can we write 1 plus I by, this one can be written as z minus of 1 minus I into, right? Second one can be written as what? Z into 1 plus I minus 1 only. Am I right, correct or not? Now look at దీని ఎలా రాయొచ్చు మనం? We can write this one as 1 plus I by z minus of 1 minus I, right, into, by taking 1 plus I as common, 1 plus I, 1 plus I, right, 1 plus I into, right, this is going to be what my dear students? Z minus 1 by 1 plus I only, by taking 1 plus I as common. These two are get cancelled, right? So finally this is going to be what? Let's see in the next, right, this is going to be 1 by z minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 minute, right? This is going to be z by yeah 1 minute, right? Z minus 1 minus I into, and next one is what? Rationalize this one, multiply with the conjugate. So this is going to be what my dear student? Z minus of 1 minus I by 1 plus I into 1 minus I. దీన్ని మన కాంజుగేట్ రేషనలైజేషన్ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది మనకి? 2 వస్తుంది. Yes, correct or not? So therefore finally what is the function my dear students? So f of z equal to finally 1 by z minus of 1 minus I, this one into, what is another term? Z minus of 1 minus I by 2 only. So very clearly what are the singular points my dear students? So singular points are, what are the singular points? 1 minus I is one singular point and 1 minus I by 2 is another singular point. What is the given curve? Mod z equal to 1 or not? So this one lies inside. This one lies inside only. What is the curve inside of? Inside of mod z equal to 1 is the unit circle. Why inside? Because substitute here mod of 1 minus I by 2. Mod of 1 minus I by 2 value is less than 1 or not? So inside. So we have to calculate the residue at this point. So residue of f of z at z equal to 1 minus I by 2 మనం క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి. How do we calculate? Very simple. Residue means what? Whenever the simple poles close this one, remaining only 1 by 1 minus I by 2 minus of 1 minus I only. So this is going to be 1 by minus 1 minus I by 2 only. Residue means you know that. What is the residue? మనం ఈ పార్ట్ ఈ ఫ్యాక్టర్ కాకుండా రిమైనింగ్ పార్ట్లో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయాలి. సో this is going to be what, my dear students? Minus 2 by 1 minus I only. Again by rationalizing. What is the rationalization? Minus 2 into 1 plus I by 2 only. So therefore finally what is the value? Therefore look at once. So this is going to be what? So residue is what, my dear students? 2 get cancelled, minus of 1 plus I only. Now by Cauchy's residue theorem, what is the value, my dear students? Integral over C f of z dz equal to 2 pi I into minus of 1 plus I only. This is the value. So this is going to be simplifying 2 pi into minus I, this is, and minus I square. I square means what? Plus, minus 1 only, 1 minus I. But see once the options. ఒకసారి ఆప్షన్స్ చూడండి. 2 pi into I minus 1 ఉంది, 2 pi into I plus 1 ఉంది. బట్ మన కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ ఏమవుతుంది? 2 pi into 1 minus I is the correct answer. So no option is matching for this question also. So just ఒక ప్లస్ మైనస్లోనే డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంది, no option is matching. So look at once, 2 pi into I plus 1, 2 pi into I minus 1, but correct answer is what? 2 pi into 1 minus I is the correct answer. Or at least minus 2 pi అయినా ఉండాలి. సో కాబట్టి ఆప్షన్లో minus 2 pi మిస్ అయింది, no option is matching. Am I right? Let us see the next question. So this is an improper integral 0 to 9 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 converges to what? సో ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ని ఇవి కొంచెం రెగ్యులర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కాదు, డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంది ఈ ప్రాబ్లం, రైట్. సో x ఈక్వల్ 1 దగ్గర ఇది డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ అవుతుంది. సో మనం ఎలా స్ప్లిట్ చేస్తాం ఇంటిగ్రల్ని? ఇంటిగ్రల్ 0 to 1 అలాగే 1 to 9గా స్ప్లిట్ చేస్తాం. సో 0 to 1 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3. Similarly 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 only. సో దీన్ని మనం ఎలా సింప్లిఫై చేస్తాం? బికాజ్ అట్ x ఈక్వల్ టు 1 దిస్ ఈజ్ అన్డిఫైన్డ్ ఆర్ నాట్, వీ రైట్ లైక్ దిస్. లిమిట్ a tends to 1 minus integral 0 to a 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 into dx. Okay, here also dx plus next limit a tends to 1 plus here. What does it mean? Here left limit, right limit. Because ఇక్కడ 1 వచ్చి అప్పర్ లిమిట్, ఇక్కడేమో లోయర్ లిమిట్ కాబట్టి ఇలా రాసుకోవాలి, రైట్. ఇది ఇంప్రాపర్ ఇంటిగ్రల్ కాన్సెప్ట్. సో దీన్ని ఎలా రాస్తాం మనం? ఇంటిగ్రల్ a to 9 1 by x minus 1 whole power 2 by 3 only. సో దీన్ని ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేయాలి మనం. దీన్ని ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది మనకి? లిమిట్ a tends to 1 minus this value is what? 3 into x minus 1 whole power 1 by 3 only. Between limits what? 0 to a only, right. And this is what? This is also same only. Limit a tends to 1 plus 3 times x minus 1 whole power 1 by 3, but between the limits a to 9 only. So దీన్ని మనం సింప్లిఫై చేయాలి. ఎలా సింప్లిఫై చేస్తాం? లుక్ ఎట్ వన్స్. సో లిమిట్ a tends to 1 minus, what is the first term here? 3 into, substitute x equal to a, so 3 into a minus 1 whole power 1 by 3 minus, what is the lower limit, minus 0 or not? So minus 0 minus 1 means what? Minus 1 whole power 1 by 3. This is the first term. Plus second term is what? Limit 1 a tends to 1 plus means what? Right limit. 1 plus upper limit is what? Look at 3 into 9 minus 1 is what? 8. 8 power 1 by 3. Right, correct or not? So this is going to be 9 into 3 into, look at 3 into 9 minus 1 is what? 8 power 1 by 3 only. And next one is what? Lower limit is what? A minus 1. That is minus a minus 1 whole power 1 by 3 only. So this is the second term. So simplify, look at, so this is what? 3 into, this value 0 only, right. And this value is what? 0 minus of minus 1, that is plus 1 only. Next plus, this is 3 into, this is 2 cube only. 2 cube means what? 8 power 1 by 3 means what? 2 cube only. That is 3 get cancelled, 3 into 2 only. This is 1 minus 1, 0 only. So minus 0. So 6 plus, this is what, my dear students? Look at, this is what? Limits is what here? 3 into 6, 1 minute. This is 0 minus 1. Yes, 0 minus 1, minus of minus 1. So this is plus 3 finally, and this is 6 only, so answer is going to be 9 only. Look at upper, this is 1, 1 minus this one is 0 only, this is minus 1 constant only, so 0 minus of minus 1 means what? Plus 1 only, so 3 plus 6 value is going to be 9 only. So which option, my dear students? Option C is the correct answer, right? సో ఇది రెగ్యులర్ మోడల్ కాదు, కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్, ఇంప్రాపర్ ఇంటిగ్రల్. జనరల్గా డెఫినెట్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ చాలా ఈజీ, బట్ ఇది కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంది ఈ ప్రాబ్లం, రైట్? సో లెట్స్ సీ ద నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్. సో ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ మనం క్లాస్ రూమ్లో కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసాం, లైవ్ సెషన్లో కూడా, ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ద లైవ్ సెషన్ ఆల్సో వీ హ్యావ్ డిస్కస్ సేమ్ మోడల్ రిలేటెడ్ టు న్యూటన్-రాప్సన్ ఇటరేషన్ ఫార్ములా. లుక్ ఎట్ హియర్, fourth root of n, generally what we would x equal to kth root of n, right? So that implies what? X power k minus n equal to 0. So f of x is what? X power k minus 1. So f dash of x is going to be what? K into x power k minus 1 only. What is the Newton-Raphson recurrence formula? Xn plus 1 equal to xn minus f of xn by f dash of xn is the actual formula. So substitute this, that is what? Xn is xn only, right? Minus f of xn. What is minus f of xn, my dear students? That is xn power k minus n by. What is f dash of x? K into xn power k minus 1 only. So this is to be simplified. What is the simplification? See once here. Therefore xn plus 1 is equivalent to, cross multiply k into xn power k only. So k into xn power k minus xn power k only plus n by, denominator is going to be what, my dear students? K into xn power k minus 1 only. So finally k minus 1 into xn power k plus n by k into xn power k minus 1. This is the generalized Newton-Raphson iterative formula for what? Kth root of natural number n, kth root of n. So look at here, what is our question in fact? Fourth root of n. So very clearly put k equal to 4 only, right? So by substituting k equal to 4 we get what? Xn plus 1 equal to, very clearly 3 times xn power 4 plus n by 4 times xn cube is the correct answer. So ఈ మోడల్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, మన క్లాస్ రూమ్లో కూడా డిస్కస్ చేసి ఈవెన్ లైవ్ సెషన్లో కూడా. సో విచ్ ఆప్షన్? 3xn power 4 plus n by 4xn cube. So option B is the correct answer, right? So overall గా 9 questions వచ్చాయి. Out of 9, 2 questions are options are not matching. 2 questions ఆప్షన్ మ్యాచ్ అవ్వట్లేదు. 2 questions కొంచెం కాంప్లికేట్గా ఉన్నాయి. పార్షియల్ డెరివేటివ్ క్వశ్చన్, అలాగే ఇంప్రాపర్ ఇంటిగ్రల్. So with this I am concluding. Next faculty will continue the session. Thank you, my dear students.
Hello my dear students. So now we are going to discuss the questions related to the subject power electronics. So in this paper law they ask the 8 questions on a power electronics. So let us discuss one by one. Choose a wrong statement from the following 3-phase full converter where top switches are numbered 1, 3, 5 and bottom switches are numbered 4, 6 and 2 from left to right. Okay. So if you check this question, which statement is wrong, they are asking, right? Wrong statement. So we know here switch S1 can conduct with either S6 or S2. Switch S3 can conduct with either S4 or S2. Similarly, switch S5 can conduct either with S6 or S4. Okay? But no two switches in a same leg conduct simultaneously. Means S1 should not conduct with S4, S3 should not conduct with S6, similarly S5 should not conduct with the S2. So if you check the options, when S1 conducts, S4 should not conduct. S1 conduct, then S4 should not conduct. This statement is wrong or correct? Yes, this statement is correct, but he is asking the wrong question, right? Similarly, when S6 conduct, S3 should not conduct. S6, S3 should not conduct, right? This is also correct statement. Next, when S2 conduct, S5 should not conduct, right? S2 and S5 should not conduct. And when S3 conduct, S4 should not conduct. So S3, S4 should not conduct, he is saying this one. So the wrong statement is option D, right? So here option D is the wrong statement, alright. Next, each of 5 equal pulse widths in every half cycle of single phase inverter. So he has given a 5 pulses, each pulse width is around 5 by 15. Input DC voltage is 100 volt, then RMS value of the output voltage is. So this question is related to the multiple PWM technique, okay. We know in a multiple PWM technique, V0 RMS is equal to under root N into 2D by N upon pi into supply voltage Vs, alright. N means number of pulses per half cycle. 2D by N means width of each pulse, okay. So if we put here is equal to under root, how many number of pulses we are having? 5 pulses. So it is 5 into width of each pulse, that is 2D by N is pi by 15 upon pi into Vs is 100, na? Vs is 100. So pi will get cancelled out, under root 5 by 15 means under root 1 by 3 into 100. So it is equal to 100 by root 3. So what is 100 by root 3? It is 57.7 volt, alright, 57.7 volt. Option A is the correct option. Next question. A 3-phase semi-converter is operated with a firing angle of 30 degree, alpha given, and he is saying 3-phase semi-converter. What is its input displacement factor? Input displacement factor is nothing but fundamental power factor or displacement power factor, okay. So input displacement factor, or you can say it as a displacement power factor or a fundamental power factor, okay. So it is equal to cos of alpha by 2. In 3-phase semi-converter, we are having the 2 expressions, one is for alpha less than 60, second is alpha greater than 60. Here alpha is 30 degree means it is a less than 60 degree expression you are required to use, okay. So it is cos of alpha by 2. So it is cos of alpha is 30 and divided by 2. So it is a cos 15. So that will come around 0.9656. So from the option, if you check this, under root 2 plus root 3 divided by 2, option A is the correct option here. Option A is the correct option. Next question. The input power factor and displacement factor of AC to DC converter are measured as 0.8 and 1 respectively. Then the input total harmonic distortion is. So here he has given, first thing is input power factor, that is IPF is equal to 0.8 and displacement factor, that is nothing but DPF, which is equal to 1.0, and then he is asking what is the THD. So percent THD is equal to, we know, under root IS square or IS RMS square minus IS1 RMS square upon IS1 RMS square into 100 na. This is percent THD, right? So we can write this as is equal to under root IS RMS upon IS1 RMS bracket square minus IS1 RMS square upon IS1 RMS square, that is nothing but 1 into 100. Now tell me, IS RMS upon IS1 RMS means what? It is a 1 by displacement, 1 by distortion factor, na? Right? So here it is equal to, I am writing under root, distortion factor means what? Distortion factor means IS1 RMS upon IS RMS. So here we are having IS RMS upon IS1 RMS, that is nothing but 1 by DF square minus 1 into 100. So if we simplify this, it is equal to under root 1 by DF. DF means what? Distortion factor. So can I write distortion factor in terms of input power factor and displacement power factor? Yes. So it is input power factor upon displacement power factor minus 1. So it's a square minus 1 into 100. So therefore I can write it is equal to under root 1 upon, what is the IP of 0.8, and this is a 1 square minus 1 into 100, no? Right? So it is equal to under root 1 upon 0.64 minus 1 into 100, right? So take the multiplication, cross multiplication. So I can write this as is equal to under root 1 minus 0.64 upon 0.64 into 100, which is equal to under root 0.36 upon 0.64 into 100, right? So it is 0.36 upon 0.64 is nothing but like a 6 by 8 into 100. 6 by 8 means 0.75. So here 75%, all right? So final answer is 75%, that is option C is the correct option, right? Next, if F is a switching frequency and alpha is a duty ratio, then ripple voltage across capacitor in a buck boost converter is. So ripple voltage across capacitor means delta Vc. What is delta Vc in buck boost converter? Delta Vc means delta Q by C. Check the expressions were derived, right? Delta Q is nothing but I0 into dt upon this C as it is, all right? So this T I can write it as 1 by frequency. So therefore delta Vc is equal to I0 into D upon C into F. But here he is saying alpha is the duty ratio. So D is nothing but alpha, now we need to put. So it is equal to I0 into alpha upon CF. So this is the correct answer actually for delta Vc. But if you check the options, he has not given the option. He has given option only in terms of alpha and frequency. So therefore, first thing is I0 is constant, C is constant. So I am writing here delta Vc is proportional to only alpha by frequency, right? So therefore, which option is matching here? The correct option is option D. Option D is the correct option. Strictly speaking, correct answer is this one. But he is giving only in terms of frequency and alpha, okay? So that's why here proportional to alpha by frequency. So option D is the correct option, all right? Next, if IC, VGS and VCE, here there is a small correction in this. Instead of VGS, there should be VGE, because this question is related to the IGBT, na? Right? In IGBT we are having the VGE voltage, not the VGS, okay? If IC, VGS and VCE represent collector current, gate to emitter voltage and collector to emitter voltage respectively of IGBT, then transfer characteristic is a plot of, yes, transfer characteristic is a plot between controlling voltage, that is VGE, versus output current IC, where VGE is along x-axis and IC is along y-axis, right? So if you check the options, IC is along y-axis and VGE is along x-axis. So option D is the correct option. Option D is the correct option, right? Next, in a chopper fed DC drive, choose correct combination of quadrants. Type D operates in quadrants 1 and 2. So check, in a chopper we are having A, B, C, D, E, right? E choppers. Type A chopper operates in only first quadrant. Type B, second quadrant. Type C, first and second quadrant. What about the type D? First and fourth quadrant. And type E in all the 4 quadrants, na? So here he is asking about type D chopper, right? C and D, right? So here type D chopper operates in quadrants 1 and 4. Option C is the correct option, all right? Next, identify one of the angles at which the average DC voltage equal to instantaneous output voltage of a single phase full wave rectifier, and he has given this waveform, right? So he is talking about DC voltage means V0 average and instantaneous value of the voltage, instantaneous voltage, right? So here for this waveform, what is the average value? V0 average is equal to 2 Vm by pi. And what is the instantaneous voltage? Instantaneous voltage is equal to Vm into sin alpha, na? At a particular alpha, what is the instantaneous voltage? Vm sin alpha. Now, as per the given requirement, he is saying that these two should be equal. Means 2 Vm by pi should be equal to Vm into sin alpha. So from this Vm will get cancelled out. 2 by pi is equal to sin alpha. So therefore what is alpha? Alpha equal to sin inverse of 2 by pi. But if you check the options, in all the 4 options he has given sin inverse of 2 by pi, right? Sin inverse of 2 by pi, sin inverse of 2 by pi, same, right? So which option is correct? So here you need to understand, for sinusoidal waveform, whatever the value of sin theta, this value is equal to sin of pi minus theta, which is again equal to sin of pi plus theta, which is again equal to sin of 2 pi minus theta, right? So your answer should be like alpha equal to pi minus sin inverse of 2 by pi, or alpha equal to pi plus sin inverse of 2 by pi, or alpha equal to 2 pi minus sin inverse of 2 by pi. So if you check the options here, yes, alpha equal to 3 pi by 2 plus this thing he has given. This is not true. Say next one is pi by 2 plus sin inverse of 2 by pi. No, I am saying either pi minus theta or pi plus theta you want. So it is pi plus sin inverse of 2 by pi. Option A is the correct option, right? So friends, these are the questions related to the power electronics. Now the next faculty member, Rajesh sir, will discuss the questions related to the aptitude session.
ఓకే ఫ్రెండ్స్, అనలిటికల్ అండ్ న్యూమరికల్ ఎబిలిటీ మన యాప్టిట్యూడ్ నుంచి మనకి 4 మార్క్స్ వచ్చాయి. 4 క్వశ్చన్స్, చాలా ఈజీ క్వశ్చన్స్, ప్రాక్టీస్ లేకుండానే చేసేయచ్చు. చూడండి ఫస్ట్ది, ఐడెంటిఫై నెక్స్ట్ నెంబర్ ఇన్ ద సిరీస్. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ కనిపించలేదు. ఇక్కడ లాజిక్ ఏంటంటే ఇచ్చినటువంటి క్వశ్చన్ 5. వాట్ ఈస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ నెంబర్? ఇది క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి? 2 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1, 3 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1, 5 స్క్వేర్, 7 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1, 11 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1, 13 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1. ఆన్సర్ ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్ స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1. ఓకే, 11, 13. నెక్స్ట్ 17 స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ 1, 289 ప్లస్ 1, 290 is the answer. Option D is the right answer. నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ అడుగుతున్నటువంటి క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, ఈ షేడెడ్ పార్ట్ ఉంది కదా, ఈ షేడెడ్ పార్ట్ ఏరియా కావాలి. షేడెడ్ పార్ట్ సింపుల్గా బయట ఉన్నటువంటి స్క్వేర్ ఏరియాలోంచి లోపల స్క్వేర్ తీసేయాలి. సో ఇక్కడ డయామీటర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 2r. రేడియస్ r కాబట్టి డయామీటర్ 2r అవుతుంది. ఈ డయామీటర్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది దీని సైడ్ అవుతుంది బయట ఉన్న స్క్వేర్కి. సో 2r, దాని ఏరియా ఏమవుతుంది? ఏ స్క్వేర్ అంటే 4r స్క్వేర్ మైనస్ లోపల ఉన్న స్క్వేర్ ఏరియాని తీసేయాలి. లోపల ఉన్న స్క్వేర్ ఏరియాని తీసేయాలంటే కనుక దీని డయాగ్నల్, ఈ లోపల స్క్వేర్ ఉన్న డయాగ్నల్ అనేది ఆ సర్కిల్ యొక్క డయామీటర్ మళ్ళా. ఓకే, డయాగ్నల్ బేస్ చేసుకుని d స్క్వేర్ బై 2, d స్క్వేర్ బై 2. సో 4r స్క్వేర్ డయాగ్నల్ ఎంత ఎంత 2r హోల్ స్క్వేర్ బై 2. సో 4r స్క్వేర్ బై 2, 2 2s are 4r square means 2r square. Answer 2r square is the answer. నెక్స్ట్ ఈ క్వశ్చన్ చూడండి క్లియర్గా. ద ప్రెజెంట్ ఏజెస్ ఆఫ్ ద ఏ ఈజ్ 3 times ద ప్రెజెంట్ ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ ద బి. ప్రెజెంట్ ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ ఈజ్ 3 times ఆఫ్ ద ప్రెజెంట్ ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ బి. బి కన్నా 3 times ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నాడు. ఇఫ్ ఆఫ్టర్ 10 years ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ బి 60% ఆఫ్ ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ. 10 years తర్వాత బి ఏజ్ 60% ఆఫ్ ఏ ఉంది. దెన్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఏజెస్ ఆఫ్ ది ఏ అండ్ బి ఆఫ్టర్ 10 years? 10 years తర్వాత ఏంటి? ఆప్షన్ బేస్ చేసుకోండి. ఆప్షన్ సి చూడండి, 25 and 15. ఏ 25, బి 15. ఓకే, ఈ బి అనేది 60% ఉండాలి. 60/100 ఇంటూ 25. 25 4s 4 15s సాటిస్ఫై కదా. సో ఆప్షన్ సి ఇస్ ద డైరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది ఏ డైస్ హ్యావింగ్ 6 faces. మనకు కావాల్సిన క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే ఆడ్ ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్ కావాలి. ఆడ్ ప్రైమ్ నెంబర్స్ ఏమున్నాయి? 3 and 5. సో 2 chances అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎన్ని ఛాన్సెస్? 6. సో 2/6 into 100 అంటే 33.33%. చాలా ఈజీ క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చాయి మన యాప్టిట్యూడ్ నుంచి. ఎవ్రీబడి ఈజ్ గెటింగ్ ద ఆన్సర్స్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. నెక్స్ట్ అవర్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ కంటిన్యూ. ఇంగ్లీష్ జయరాజ్ సార్.
Right, students. There have been 4 questions in English. They are very easy, students. Like straight away, let me go with the question number 85. Which one of the following is grammatically not correct? Grammatically incorrect. అంటే ఇందులో 3 కరెక్ట్ ఉంటాయి, ఒకటే ఇన్కరెక్ట్ ఉంది. చూద్దాం. లీడ్ ఈజ్ ద మోస్ట్ హెవియెస్ట్ ఆల్ మెటల్స్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, జనరల్గా మనము 3 degrees తీసుకుంటే హెవియెస్ట్ అంటాం. ఆల్రెడీ మనకి V1 V2 పాజిటివ్ డిగ్రీ, ఇది కంపారిటివ్ డిగ్రీ, ఇది సూపర్లేటివ్ డిగ్రీ కదా. సూపర్లేటివ్ డిగ్రీ ఆల్రెడీ హెవీయెస్ట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇంకొక సూపర్లేటివ్ పెట్టాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. దేర్ ఫోర్ గ్రామాటికల్లీ ఇన్కరెక్ట్ అంటే హెవీయెస్ట్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉంది కాబట్టి మళ్ళా మోస్ట్ అని పెట్టద్దు. డబుల్ కంపారేటివ్స్, డబుల్ సూపర్లేటివ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ పర్మిటెడ్. దేర్ ఫోర్ ఇది రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్ అంతేగా. ఇది కరెక్ట్. మళ్ళా లీడ్ ఈజ్ హెవియర్ దాన్ ఆల్ అదర్ మెటల్స్. కంపారేటివ్ దాన్ వచ్చింది, హెవియర్ వచ్చింది, మళ్ళీ దీంతో ఆల్ రావాలా, అదర్ కూడా రావాలా. ఇది కరెక్టే. నో అదర్ మెటల్ ఈజ్ యాజ్ హెవీ యాజ్ నో అదర్, అది పాజిటివ్ డిగ్రీలో ఉంది. ఇది కూడా కరెక్టే. లీడ్ ఈజ్ ద హెవియెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మెటల్స్. ద హెవియెస్ట్ సూపర్లేటివ్ డిగ్రీ, ఇది కూడా కరెక్ట్. ఇప్పుడు మనకు తప్పేందంటే ఇది. ఓకేనా, రైట్, విల్ గో విత్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ నౌ. Choose the word with correct spelling to make the following sentence acceptable. My brother has just celebrated his dash birthday. ఒక స్పెల్లింగ్ కరెక్ట్ చూసుకోవాలా. ఈ 12th అనేది చాలామంది రాంగ్ చేస్తారు. ఇది 12th పి అనేది ఉండదు. 12th TWELFTH అబ్సల్యూట్, ఇది రైట్. ఇది 12 బర్త్డే అని అన్నాం మనము. ఇది నౌన్ కాబట్టి ఇది అడ్జెక్టివ్ కావాలా. సో దేర్ ఫోర్ ఇది కూడా రాంగే. సో దేర్ ఫోర్ మనకి బి ఈజ్ ద రైట్ ఆన్సర్. ఐడెంటిఫై ద పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ఆఫ్ ది అండర్లైన్ వర్డ్ ఇన్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్ సెంటెన్స్. చాలా సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్ స్టూడెంట్స్. మనకి 8 పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్ ఉంటాయి. దాన్ని అండర్లైన్ చేసినాడు, దాన్ని ఏ పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ స్పీచ్. ఐ వాచ్డ్ ఎ బ్యూటిఫుల్ మూవీ ఎస్టర్డే. మూవీ అనేది నౌన్. నౌన్ కన్నా ముందు ఏమొస్తుంది? ఆటోమేటికల్గా అడ్జెక్టివే కదా. ఇప్పుడు మనకు అడ్వర్బ్ ఉంది, ప్రపోజిషన్ ఉంది, అడ్జెక్టివ్ ఉంది, నౌన్ ఉంది. ఇది రైట్, అడ్జెక్టివ్. చాలా ఈజీ క్వశ్చన్. బ్యూటిఫుల్, బ్యూటిఫుల్లీ అనేది అడ్వర్బ్ అనమాట. బ్యూటీ అనేది నౌను, బ్యూటిఫై అనేది వర్బ్. మనకి ఇక్కడ ఏమడిగిందంటే అడ్జెక్టివ్ అడిగింది కాబట్టి అది రైట్ ఆన్సర్. ఓకేనా, వెరీ గుడ్. ఐడెంటిఫై ద ఆడ్ వర్డ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫాలోయింగ్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ అన్నాడు. చాలా ఈజీ స్టూడెంట్స్, లైక్ ఆడ్ వర్డ్స్ అనమాట. అయితే మనకి ఇక్కడ ఎలా నువ్వు ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్ చేస్తావు అనేది అది ఇంపార్టెంట్ అక్కడ మనకి. సపోజ్ ఈ వర్డ్ తీసుకుంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇది ఏది? ఈ సూట్ ఉంది కదా స్టూడెంట్స్, లైక్ సింపుల్గా దాన్ని ప్రొనౌన్సియేషన్లో మనకి ఏమిస్తాడంటే యు, సూట్ అయిపోయింది. అది ఒకటి చూద్దాం. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ బి చూద్దాం. ఇది పుట్ అన్నమాట. పుట్. సి పుల్. ఫుడ్ తీసుకుందాం. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి, ఇందులో ఏదో ఆడ్ వర్డ్ అంటే ఇది సేమ్, ఇది 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 మూడు చూడండి. దిస్ 3 ఆర్ వన్ అండ్ ద సేమ్. సో మనకి ఇప్పుడు ఏది ఆడ్ వర్డ్ ఏంటంటే మనకి ఇది అనమాట ఆడ్ వర్డ్. సో దేర్ ఫోర్ right students, like I suppose you might have attempted these 4 questions. So definitely I think you might have attempted it, and if you have attempted it, definitely you are going to get a good score, students. Like, all the best. Thank you.
Okay friends, coming to the digital electronics and analog electronics questions. Questions are very easy and straightforward, of course. See, minimize a Boolean expression for the output x in the circuit, and it can be implemented by using 2 input OR gate, AND gate, NAND gate options are given like that. First we need to take the output from this node and do AND operation with the B. So this is a node which is connected to the AND gate as second input. So what is the x? X is output, x is equals to, see guys, this is A plus B bar, A plus B bar dot AND operation. What about this? This is B plus C, B plus C. So these two are connected to AND gate, that AND gate again connected to another AND gate, so that AND operation for this entire function with what? B, that's it, B. So x is equals to AB plus AC plus, I am not writing B bar B, it is 0, B bar C, and with B. We can simplify it, but directly can multiply, you will get the simplified answer automatically. B into B bar 0, అంటే ఇక్కడ AB plus ABC, ఇక్కడ కామన్ టర్మ్ ఏమొస్తుంది? AB. If you take AB common, 1 plus anything 1, so that AB అంటే 2 input AND gate, 2 input AND gate. Full scale output voltage direct formula ఉంది కదా. Yes, what is the full scale output voltage? 2 power n minus 1 లేదా all ones value decimal equivalent into step size or resolution. ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు? స్టెప్ సైజ్ 20 millivolts, 20 millivolts. Full scale voltage is equals to 1000, n value is 10, okay. So 1023 into 20 milli, you will get 20.46 volts. 20.46 volts, right? And only 2 questions are found from the digital electronics, from the basic electronics or analog electronics. See, read the question carefully, pick up the wrong statement అన్నాడు. ఇక్కడ కరెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉండొచ్చు లేదా రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉండొచ్చు. సో ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్, మనకి కావాల్సింది రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్. ఆసిలేటర్ సర్క్యూట్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ పాజిటివ్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ అంటే ఇది కరెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంటే కాబట్టి కరెక్ట్ ఆప్షన్ కాదు, ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్, ద ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ నెట్వర్క్ ఆఫ్ హార్ట్లీ ఆసిలేటర్ కంటైన్స్ 2 ఇండక్టర్స్ 1 కెపాసిటర్. హార్ట్లీ ఆసిలేటర్లో 2 ఇండక్టర్స్, ట్యాప్డ్ ఇండక్టర్స్, దానికి ప్యారలల్గా ఒక కెపాసిటర్ ఉంటుంది, అంటే బి కూడా కరెక్టే. ద ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ నెట్వర్క్ ఆఫ్ కాల్పిట్స్ ఆసిలేటర్ కంటైన్స్ 2 ఇండక్టర్స్. కాల్పిట్స్ ఆసిలేటర్ సితో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, మనం ఇట్లా నేర్చుకున్నాం. సింప్లిఫైడ్ ఆన్సర్ అంటే సింపుల్గా ఒక చిన్న చిన్న షార్ట్ కట్స్ మాట్లాడుకున్నాం, గుర్తున్నాయా? కాల్పిట్స్ ఆసిలేటర్లో 2 కెపాసిటర్స్ ట్యాప్డ్ ఉంటుంది, వాటికి ప్యారలల్గా ఒక కాయిల్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం, ఇండక్టర్. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు? 2 ఇండక్టర్స్ అని ఇచ్చాడు, అంటే దిస్ ఈజ్ రాంగ్. ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ రాంగ్ కాబట్టి ఇది కరెక్ట్ ఆప్షన్. వై? మనకు కావాల్సింది రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్, సో దట్ సి ఈజ్ కరెక్ట్. వీన్ బ్రిడ్జ్ ఆసిలేటర్ జనరల్గా గెయిన్ వాల్యూ 3 అండ్ బీటా వాల్యూ 1/3 ఉంటుంది, బట్ బై లుక్ ఎట్ దిస్ సి ఆప్షన్ యూ కెన్ గెట్ ద క్లారిటీ, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్, ట్రాన్సిస్టర్ ఆల్ఫా వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాడు, కామన్ బేస్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ అంటున్నాడు. కామన్ బేస్, కామన్ ఎమిటర్, వోల్టేజ్ గెయిన్స్ సేమ్, కానీ ఇక్కడ పాజిటివ్ ఉంటుంది, ఓకే. ఎమిటర్ బేస్ రెసిస్టర్ స్మాల్ ఆర్ఈ వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాడు. వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్మాల్ ఆర్ఈ? 80 ohms. గెయిన్ వాల్యూ కూడా ఇచ్చాడు 60. అయితే వాట్ ఈస్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఆర్ఎల్? ఆర్సీ ఇవ్వాల అంటే గుర్తుందా? వోల్టేజ్ గెయిన్ అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ ఏవి అప్రాక్సిమేట్లీ జిఎం ఇంటూ ఆర్ఎల్, బట్ జిఎం వాల్యూ ఇవ్వలేగా, దట్ మీన్స్ ఆర్ఎల్ బై స్మాల్ ఆర్ఈ. స్మాల్ ఆర్ఈ వాల్యూ ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు? బేస్ జంక్షన్ రెసిస్టర్ వాల్యూ 80 ohms ఇచ్చాడు. నేను డైరెక్ట్ రాస్తున్నా, సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయట్లా, రైట్. అండ్ వోల్టేజ్ గెయిన్ వాల్యూ ఎంత ఇచ్చాడు? 60 ఇచ్చాడు, 60. సో మల్టిప్లై చేయండి, ఆర్ఎల్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు 60 ఇంటూ 80, యూ విల్ గెట్ 4.8. 4800, 4.8 kilo ohms. 4.8 kilo ohms. B, correct answer. Identify the correct statement. చూడండి, మనం ఇందాక ముందు చేసిన క్వశ్చన్లో రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కావాలన్నాడు, కానీ ఇక్కడ కరెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కావాలి. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ఈ క్వశ్చన్ మీరు జాగ్రత్త చదవాలి. ఓకే, కరెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కావాలంటే దీంట్లో క్లాంపర్ సర్క్యూట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ డీసీ రీస్టోరింగ్ సర్క్యూట్. మనకి క్లాంపర్స్లో ఫస్ట్ లైన్లో చెప్పిన పాయింట్ ఇదే ఉంటుంది. క్లాంపర్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ డీసీ రీస్టోరింగ్ సర్క్యూట్. పాజిటివ్ క్లాంపర్ షిఫ్ట్ ద ఒరిజినల్ సిగ్నల్ అంటే ఫస్ట్ మనం ఇది కరెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కాబట్టి టిక్ మార్క్ పెడదాం. ఆప్షన్స్ అయితే ఇట్లా ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, పాజిటివ్ క్లాంపర్ సర్క్యూట్ షిఫ్ట్ ద ఒరిజినల్ సిగ్నల్ ఇన్ వర్టికల్ డౌన్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్. పాజిటివ్ క్లాంపర్ మీరు తీసుకుంటే, ఇఫ్ యు టేక్ ద పాజిటివ్ క్లాంపర్, ఇది అప్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ షిఫ్ట్ చేస్తుంది వేవ్ ఫామ్. మీరు షార్ట్ కట్ అప్లై చేయండి, రైట్. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఆపోజిట్లు ఇచ్చాడు, డౌన్వర్డ్ అని ఇచ్చాడు. అంటే డౌన్వర్డ్స్ అనేది రాంగ్ ఆన్సర్, ఇది రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అది, రైట్. దిస్ ఈజ్ అ రాంగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్. నెక్స్ట్, క్లాంపింగ్ సర్క్యూట్ చేంజ్ ద ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ. నెక్స్ట్, క్లాంపింగ్ సర్క్యూట్ చేంజ్ ద యావరేజ్. యావరేజ్ అంటే డీసీ వాల్యూ, కరెక్టే. టోటల్ వేవ్ ఫామ్ షిఫ్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి డీసీ వాల్యూ చేంజ్ అవుతుంది, బట్ ఆర్ఎంఎస్ వాల్యూ చేంజ్ అవ్వదు. సో ఇది రాంగ్, ఇది కరెక్ట్. సో 1 and 4 ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. 1 and 4 ఆర్ గివెన్ ఇన్ ఆప్షన్ డి. ది కరెక్ట్ ఆన్సర్. 4 and 1 అని ఇచ్చాడు, రైట్. ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ V2 అంటే ఇది V2. ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజెస్ ఆర్ గివెన్, రైట్. ఫస్ట్ ఒక పని చేద్దాం, ఇక్కడ V1 వాల్యూ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. సో డైరెక్ట్గా ఆన్సర్, ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ ద డైరెక్ట్ వాల్యూ. ఇది ఇన్వర్టింగ్ వోల్టేజ్, ఇన్వర్టింగ్ యాంప్లిఫైర్ కాబట్టి ఐఎమ్ రైటింగ్ ద V1. గెయిన్ ఏంటి? ఇన్వర్టింగ్, సో నెగిటివ్ సైన్. -3/1 ఇంటూ 0.6. సో -0.6 మైనస్ ఆఫ్ -3/1 ఇంటూ -0.6. మైనస్ ఆఫ్ మైనస్ ప్లస్ అంటే 3 into, or otherwise you write -3k/1k into minus value -0.6 ఇచ్చాడు, రైట్. సో దట్ V1 is equals to minus into minus plus 1.8 volts. ఇప్పుడు మనకి V2 కావాలి. వాట్ ఈజ్ అ V2? వాట్ ఈజ్ ది సర్క్యూట్? దీన్ని ఇక్కడికి ఎట్లా కట్ చేయండి. ఇది సెకండ్ సర్క్యూట్ కదా. సెకండ్ సర్క్యూట్ హ్యావింగ్ 2 voltages, 2 inputs, ఇన్వర్టింగ్ టైప్ వోల్టేజ్ యాడర్, దట్స్ ఇట్. సో వీ కెన్ డూ ఇట్ నార్మలీ, రైట్. లేదా మైనస్ ఇండివిజువల్లీ యూ కెన్ యూస్ SPT ఆర్ యూ కెన్ రైట్ నోడ్ ఈక్వేషన్, ఎనీ ప్రొసీజర్ యూ కెన్ ఫాలో. నౌ యూ సీ -2k/1k అంటే -2, 2k/1k, -2 ఇంటూ 0.5 ప్లస్ -2/2, -2k/2k, get cancel, into voltage at this node. What is the voltage at this node? V1. What is the V1? 1.8. So minus into plus 1.8 volts, of course. 2 into, what is the V2 here? 2 into 0.5, -1 plus into minus minus. -1 minus 1.8 minus 2.8 volts. Minus 2.8. A is the correct option. From the following statements P and Q, choose a correct combination. Correct combination కావాలి మనకి. Choose a correct combination. Statement P, Schmidt trigger accepts a slow changing input and produces a rapid oscillation free transition at the output. Yes, if you give the waveform like this to the Schmidt trigger, it is going to produce you like some square wave like that. So it is taking or accepting what kind of waveform? It will take the slow accept or takes slow changing input. 555 timer, free running oscillator ante a stable multivibrator, right? So whatever may be the waveform, but it will keep on produce the same without any external or auxiliary excitation. Auxiliary waveform ఏమి ఇవ్వం మనం. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫ్రీ రన్నింగ్ ఆసిలేటర్. దాంట్లో మనం 555 టైమర్ యూజ్ చేసి కూడా డిజైన్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి Q ఈజ్ ఆల్సో కరెక్ట్. P కరెక్ట్ అండ్ Q కరెక్ట్ అంటే ఫైనల్గా ఆప్షన్ D, P అండ్ Q బోత్ ఆర్ కరెక్ట్. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే, రైట్. I hope you have done well. All the best, my dear students. And next subject will be continued by our Fani Krishna sir.
So, hello all, I am Fani Krishna, faculty of AS Engineering Academy. Today in this session, I will be providing solutions for questions on microprocess, electronic measurements, and also electrical measurements. So, two questions are there from microprocess subjects. One is program, another one is on interrupts. First we will see that, then we will enter into EMI, electronic measurements. Let's see what is the question. This is a small program is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instructions are there. Anyway, last one is halt instruction. For the following assembly language program, what is the output? What you need to do now, instruction after instruction you have to execute. Finally, you will get the output. What is the given data? If you see given data, 1 minute. If you see the given data now, just I am writing, given data is this one location number is given, as you can see here, 2501 hexa. In the program it got used. Location number 2501 hexa content is 2501 hexa is the location number. Its content is E9 hexa. Okay. So what is the first instruction? Here itself I will try to execute some part. LDA 2501 hexa. I am not writing it, I will just execute it. What LDA stands for? Load accumulator. With what? With the contents of, not this one. Don't think this number will be loaded into accumulator. Load the accumulator with the contents of location number 2501 hexa. Symbolically I will show accumulator content is initialized with the contents of 2501 hexa. What is the contents of 2501 hexa? E9. So E9 is copied into accumulator. First instruction execution. E9 hexa got initialized into accumulator. This is a memory read operation. We are initializing a register accumulator with the contents of a RAM location. Then CMA, what CMA stands for? Complement accumulator. One's complement. So whatever be the number that is there in accumulator, that is E9 hexa, will be complemented, each bit. It is a 2-digit hex number, that means it is a 8-bit number. So I am writing here 8-bit number 1110, that is E. 9 is 1001. All these bits are complemented. That what you will get here? 1 will be complemented to 0, 1 will be complemented to 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So what is this number? 16 hexa will be the contents of accumulator after complementing, right? No flags will be affected for CMA, please understand, right? CMC, carry flag will be affected. For CMA, flags are not affected. Anyway, the question is not about flags, it can also be asked. INRA, what INRA stands for? Increment accumulator. Whatever be the number that is there in accumulator, what is that number? 16 hexa will be incremented by one 8-bit number. It is not INX, please. It is not 16-bit incrementation, but it is 8-bit incrementation. So the result in accumulator will be 17 hexa. Then what is the next instruction? STA 2502 hexa. LDA stands for load accumulator, STA stands for store accumulator. Whatever be the number that is there in accumulator will be stored into a memory location. Address is given as 2502 hexa. So whatever is there in accumulator, that is 17 hexa, is copied into 2502 hexa. So location number 2502 hexa is 17 hexa. Accumulator content is also 17 hexa. Finally, after execution of HLD instruction, microprocessor gets halted. What they are asking? They are asking what is the output of the accumulator. Because finally, after we are getting a number from memory into accumulator, we are manipulating. This manipulation is done, CMA and INRA. You are storing back the number into the next immediate location, 2502. So output is nothing but the location content. is nothing but 17 hexa. 17 hexa is the contents of either you say accumulator or you say memory location. So answer is C. C is the answer. Right? Next question. Identify the correct matching for the following data. So two columns are given. One column is about interrupts, RST 7.5, RST 6.5, trap, RST 5.5, call location 002C, 003C, 0024, 0034. So please understand, in any microprocessor interrupts, no, there are two categories. One is known as vectored interrupts, another one is known as non-vectored interrupts. In 8085 microprocessor, INTR is a non-vectored interrupt. Remaining all are vectored interrupts, please. This RST 7.5, any interrupt which is in RST form is a vectored interrupt. RST stands for restart. That number given is a link to the vector address which they are giving as a call location. I don't want to explain about vector interrupt and all that. Let me just suggest one statement. The vector address, either you say restart address or call location for any RSTX interrupt. RSTX means they can be either software interrupts, RST interrupts, RST0 to RST7, or hardware interrupts in 8085 is going to be calculated as this number X, that is 7.5, 6.5. Please understand, trap is given. It is also known as RST 4.5. Just I am writing here RST 4.5. That number given X should be multiplied with 8 and to be converted into hexadecimal form. Please understand, 8x converted into hexadecimal. RST0 to RST7 for all those software interrupts which are vectored. RST 4.5, that is trap, RST 5.5, RST 6.5 and RST 7.5. For all these RST interrupts, vectored interrupts, you have to calculate the vector address like this. For RST 4.5, I will calculate please. Vector address of RST 4.5, that is allocation, is what? How to do this? Please multiply this 4.5 with 8 in decimal form. 8 into 4, 32. 8 into 0.5 is 4. 32 plus 4 is 36. Don't say hexadecimal. 36 decimal, please. You have to convert that into hexadecimal. Right? 16 into 2 is 32 plus 4. That is 24 hexa. But every 16-bit hex location, no, it's a call location, vector address, is to be mentioned in terms of 16-bit. So it is 0024 hexa. Please understand. So I am writing here, I don't want to calculate for all, you have to remember, right? Vector address of RST 4.5 is 0024 hexa. Vector address of RST 5.5 is 002C hexa, you have to remember 242C. Vector address of RST 6.5 is 0034 hexa, and the vector address of RST 7.5 is 003C hexa, 242C, 343C for hardware interrupts, vector interrupts, RST interrupts. For non-vector interrupt, INTR, there is no vector address, fixed vector address. That vector address will be supplied by a 8259 priority interrupt controller. So here you see, let's match here directly. For RST0 to RST7, 0008, 1018, 2028, 3038. You have to remember it. Otherwise, you want to calculate, you calculate. So for trap RST 4.5, it is 0024 hexa. For RST 5.5, it is 002C. So N matches with R, O matches with P. Here you can see. RST 6.5 is 0034, RST 7.5 is 003C. So obviously RST 7.5 is 003C. So answer is D. D is the option. Right? So these are the only two questions they asked from microprocessor. Right? Let's continue with the EMI questions, electronic measurements questions. Here you see, this is the question given on CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. That too, only one screen is given, a single channel analog CRO. Let me read the question for you. A sinusoidal voltage is displayed on a CRO. It is an unknown signal. Whatever be the voltage that is got displayed on the screen of the CRO is nothing but the unknown signal voltage you are measuring. The time per due, normally we call it as a time per due and volt per due. One division is 1 cm, so it is time per cm. The time per cm switch is on 500 microsecond per cm x-axis, and volt per cm switch is on 5 volt per cm y-axis. Find the RMS value if the number of divisions on the x-axis half cycle is 2 and number of divisions peak to peak on y-axis is 5. This is the image given, right? So let's see what is the given data first. You see, given data is a time per due is given, volt per due is given. What is time per due? 500 microsecond per due. I am used to say per due, either per due or per cm, both are same. And what is another volt per due? Volt per due is vertical amplifier setting is given as 5 volt per cm. 5 volt per cm, right? Find the RMS value. Then what else is given? Image is given. Further, what is given? Image is given. That is nothing but one cycle is given. That is n value is 1. Sweep period by signal period ratio. N is equal to 1. How many horizontal divisions are occupied? Very clearly mentioned there. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is given half cycle 2 division. So this is 4 division. Let's say 4 cm. And the number of divisions peak to peak. Please observe here. This is 1 division, 2nd division, 3rd division, 4th division. Here it is half division, here it is half division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is what actually mentioned. The number of divisions peak to peak on the y-axis is 5. So here to here is a 5 division, that is a 5 cm. They are not asking about the time period of the signal. They are asking about the what? Peak to peak RMS value. VRMS is asked. So calculate peak to peak first. What is the formula for peak to peak? Peak to peak vertical divisions 5 cm multiplied by volt per due. What is that volt per due? 5 volt per cm. That will give you direct calculation 25 volts. Normally, you know what people do? They take this 25 volts, they do by root 2. VPP, that is VPP. So please calculate VP, peak voltage. 25 by root 2. 25 by 2. Don't do 25 by root 2, right? 12.5 volts. Then what is VRMS as asked in the question? Then please look at the waveform given. You should be careful. Normally people used to remember for every waveform VRMS is Vm by root 2. Anyway, here it is sine wave is given. It can be square wave or triangular wave. For any waveform, you cannot apply VRMS is equal to Vm by root 2. Accordingly, based on the waveform, you have to use the formula. Anyway, here given sine wave, so Vm by root 2, that is 12.5 volts by root 2. Without calculator, you have to do, right? 1.414, that is almost 1.5. So 3 by 2, 12.5 into 2 is 25 by 3 is going to be around 8 into, which one is around 8? That one is around 8. Option is 8.84 volts. As you calculate, you do without calculator now. Option is B. If they ask about the time period of the signal or frequency of the signal, count how many horizontal divisions are there within one cycle. Whatever be the number of cycles displayed, you should always count those horizontal divisions within one cycle, multiply with the time per due, you will get a time period of the signal, then take the reciprocal of that. Don't count total horizontal divisions. Anyway, here it is going to be total horizontal divisions only, 4 divisions occupied by one cycle. Right? Answer is 8.84. Common mistake is doing this 25 by root 2. That is one mistake what people normally do. They did not ask about any frequency of the signal. A 4.5 digit voltmeter would display 18.634 volts as a dash on a 10 volts range. Now I cannot explain about 4.5 digit all that, but directly, right, according to the given data, I will try to solve the problem. What is the given data? You see 3 parameters are there. One is 4.5 digit dVm, the voltage to be displayed, that is the voltage you are measuring, range is given. So it is 4.5 digit dVm or dmm, let it be anything. So you should understand the meaning of 4.5 digit dVm is 4 full digits are there, 1 half digit is there. It can display from where? From 0 to 1999. Anyway, and what is the range of operation? Even though given as 0 to 10 volts range, I don't consider this as 0 to 10 volts range. That is basic range. For a 4 digit dVm now, 1 volt range, next 10 volt range, next 100 volt range, next 1000 volts range will be there. As you know, which you already learned, when a half digit is added, the ranges will be extended by 2 times. 1 by 2 digit will extend the range by 2 times, count range as well as voltage range. 3 by 4 digit will extend the range by 4 times. 5 by 6 digit will extend the range by 6 times. So this I don't consider, even in the question they will give as 10 volts range only. But if it is 4 digit DVM, I will accept it. As it is a 4.5 digit DVM, you have to consider this as a 20 volts range, and then the voltage you are measuring VM is 18.634 volts, right? These are the 3 parameters that are given in the question. So first calculate the resolution. What is the resolution? Step size, 1 count is how much value? Selected voltage range 20 volts by total counts. How many total counts are there? For 4 digit, 10 power 4 steps are there. For 4.5 digit, scale gets doubled. That's what I said now. Whenever half digit is added, scale gets doubled. So 2 into 10 power 4 steps. That is 20, or another way is there. You can also calculate. Resolution is nothing but minimum voltage. Look at how many digits are there. Half digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 full digits are there. What is the meaning of minimum count? 1 clock pulse counted and displayed on the LSD, where remaining all other digits are showing zeros. Units are volts. If it is millivolts range, you take millivolts. See, 1 volt is not correct, please. You have to put the decimal point properly, right? This is half digit, has no decimal point. Full digit, here decimal point will be turned on for 1 volt range, that is 2 volts range. Here decimal point will be turned on for a 10 volts range, that is 20 volts range. Please understand. Here decimal point will be turned on for 200 volts range. Here it will be turned on for 2000 volts range. Anyway, it is 20 volts by 20,000 steps or counts. Steps or counts. Or again let me write 0.001 volts is it is 1 by 10, 1 by 1000, 0 gets cancelled out, 1 by 1000, 1 by 1000 is 1 millivolt. Step size is 1 millivolt. Excuse me. Step size is 1 millivolt. 1 clock count is nothing but 1 step is nothing but 1 millivolt. What is the voltage you are measuring? You are measuring 18.634 volts. So you should understand, by taking 1 millivolt each step to reach to 18.634 volts, how many steps are required? How many clocks are to be counted? Again I am repeating. What is the voltage level you are supposed to measure? You are measuring 18.634 volts. You don't have 18.634 volts step. That is impossible. In the selected range, step size is 1 millivolt. Maybe in another range, step size may be 10 millivolt. Another range, step size may be 100 millivolt. Right now, the range is 20 volts range, right? Step size is 1 millivolt. So with 1 millivolt, how many steps you are supposed to take in order to reach to the voltage you are measuring? That I am calculating first. N is what? Voltage you are measuring by step size. That is nothing but the resolution. What is the voltage you are measuring? Given in the question, 18.634 volts. 18.634 volts by, what is the resolution? 1 millivolt per step or per count. So volts gets cancelled out. This is 18.634 volts multiplied by 1000. It is milli step kada, multiplied by 1000. If you take this milli to the numerator, 18.64 into 1000 is 18,634 steps. Or you can say 18,634 counts of the clocks. He says steps or I say count, both are same. Inside there is dual slope integrating ADC which will convert this voltage into clocks. Those clocks are counted by cascaded decade counters. These many clocks are counted. Therefore, this N 18,634 counts of clocks displayed as what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.5 means what? 5 digits are there. 4 full digits are there, 1 half digit is there. So units are volts, all 5 digits are there to show this. 18,634 clocks are displayed. What are the units? Units are volts. This is meaningless. 18,634 volts is meaningless. You should understand, based on the voltage range selected, one decimal point is turned on. Which one? Cannot be here. Why? It is half digit. Here, decimal point will be turned on for 2 volts range. Here, decimal point will be turned on for 20 volts range or basic range of 10 volts. It will be displayed as 18.634 volts. Directly also you want to write, you can write. Okay? 18.634 volts is option C. Answer is option C. Let's see next question. This is about dual slope DVM. In digital electronics also you study about dual slope type, ADC. Whatever logic you learned there, you can apply it here, right? A dual slope type DVM is simply, instead of DVM now you can say ADC there, no problem. A dual slope DVM has an integrating capacitor of 0.2 microfarad and a resistance of 100 kilo ohm. If the maximum time for which a reference voltage of 5 volts can be integrated is 40 milliseconds, calculate the maximum output voltage. What is the given data? First you write down what is the given data. Capacitance value is given 0.2 microfarad. What capacitance? Integrator resistance, integrator capacitance. Resistance value is given as 100 kilo ohm. The maximum time is 40 milliseconds, that is T2 maximum, because V reference is integrated for second time, 40 milliseconds. Reference voltage is given as 5 volts, please understand. Okay, what is the calculated maximum output voltage? You studied about integrating capacitor. A dual slope integrating DVM has an integrating op amp at input side. Briefly I will suggest and then we will proceed. Lot of other circuit also will be there, right? We are not discussing about all that here. This is V0, then V0 will be compared. This is capacitance C, this is resistance R. V0 will be compared with a ground comparator and all that. That is not the point. And what is dual here? 2 inputs will be there. One input is the voltage you are measuring, and another input is the reference voltage. Here one switch will be there. The switch will be thrown to the first position. Briefly I am suggesting from t equal to 0 to t equal to t1. That we call it as the first integration time period. During the first integration time period, integrator integrates the voltage you are measuring. Then a clock pulse applied because of the counter overflow at a t equal to t1. Inside counters will be counting during t1. Once counter reaches to full count in duration of 0 to t1, they produce a overflow pulse, or as you call in digital as carry, that is fed to the input side and switch is thrown to the downside automatically to minus V reference. Integrator is now connected to minus V reference. So from T1 onwards up to T2, the capacitor gets discharged as the integrator integrates the negative reference voltage. This is what we are talking about. You see, if the maximum time for which the reference voltage of 5 volts, V reference is given as 5 volts, they are asking about T2 maximum. Right? They are not asking about T2 maximum, sorry, T2 maximum is given as 40 milliseconds. Calculate the maximum output voltage. Switch is thrown to this position for T1, first integration time, right? Switch is thrown automatically to second position and kept there till the capacitor gets completely discharged for a duration of T2. Done. So we are talking about this second integration time. So what is the expression for this V0? What is the expression for V0? Actually magnitude wise I will take it, right, is 1 by RC integral T1 to T2, 0 to T1 Vm got integrated, T1 to T2 V reference gets integrated, V reference dt, right. So please integrate. What is this V0 maximum? Actually minus V reference, as I told you here, because this capacitor has to discharge during first integration time, capacitor gets charged. During second integration time, capacitor gets discharged. I am taking magnitude wise. So magnitude of, they are asking about maximum output. Integrate it, V reference by RC, integral dt is T2 minus T1. What is T2 minus T1? T2 minus T1 is nothing but second integration time period for a maximum of sounds. That's it. All these values are given in the question. See there. What is given? V reference is given as 5 volts. by R 100 kilo ohm into C 0.2 microfarad. You don't require calculator, you can directly do, multiplied by, for which the reference voltage 5 volt can be integrated for 40 milliseconds. This is a 40 milliseconds. So 5 into 40, 200 into 10 power minus 3, 100 into 10 power 3, 0.2 into 10 power minus 6. You calculate it, you will get it as 10 volts. Already I did that, right? So let's not take the time for calculations. So 10 volts is the answer. Option B. 10 volts is the answer. So these are the three questions now they gave. One is on, it need not be dual slope DVM, it can also be considered as a dual slope A to D converter, same thing. Let's see three questions that are given in electrical measurements. A PMMC meter as shown in the figure has a range of 0 to 2.5 milliampere. This is the ammeter given, 0 to 2.5 milliampere. When the switch S is opened, the pointer swings to 1 milliampere and then settles at 0.8 milliampere. So 0.8 milliampere is the reading of the meter. Okay. Then the meter is underdamped with a coil resistance of 0.5 kilo ohm. Obviously underdamped only. Underdamped with a coil resistance of 0.25 kilo ohm. Critically damped with a coil resistance of 0.25 kilo ohm. Overdamped with a coil resistance of 0.5 kilo. So when the switch is open, switch is closed, it will flow, current will flow through the switch only. When the switch gets opened, current flows through the ammeter. So apply KVL there. What is that? Apply KVL. What is the voltage, DC voltage we are measuring here, right? 2 volts is equal to, what is the current reading? 0.8 milliampere into, what is that resistance? Resistance of the ammeter is actually you are supposed to calculate. It is underdamped only. Here two resistances are there, one is meter resistance and another one is 2 kilo ohm which is in series. So that's it. What is RM? 2 volts by 0.8 milliampere minus 2 kilo ohm. So 1 by milli is 1000, 1000 into 2, 2000 by 0.8, 2000 into 10 by 8, that you will get it as 2.5 kilo ohm. You calculate, that will be 500 ohms. How they mentioned as 0.5 kilo ohm, anyway, 0.5 kilo ohm, and it is underdamped, obviously, settles down to 0.8 milliampere now, underdamped. So option is A. One more question. A DC current superimposed with AC current measured in a circuit with a moving coil meter reads 20 amperes. If the same current is measured with moving iron meter, it reads 25 ampere. Then the current can be expressed as. So you see 4 options are given. In the 4 options, no, they mentioned DC plus AC. What do you mean by DC current superimposed with the AC current? AC current is superimposed on the, this is the DC value, DC component obviously, and on this there is a AC current superimposed. So different meters are there. They mentioned about 2 meters. One is moving coil ammeter, another one is a moving iron ammeter. Anyway, ideal moving iron ammeter they need to mention, no problem. So you know already you learned moving coil ammeter is a DC ammeter, DC deflection ammeter which measures the average value. Moving iron ammeter is a AC meter or electrodynamometer is a AC meter that measures the RMS value. So given data, what I am writing here, I am writing given data only. So here if you see in the first statement, it is mentioned moving coil ammeter, reading moving coil ammeter. What is the reading of moving coil ammeter? IDC is given as what? 20 amperes. This is the DC component, isn't it? Right? And further what is given? Moving iron ammeter. Ammeter reading is obviously IRMS. They can mention moving iron, they can also mention thermocouple type, they can mention AC ammeter. What is IRMS given as 25 amperes. So from this data you can say, once you observe the 4 options, DC component of that signal you are measuring is 20 amperes. Where it is 20 amperes? Where it is 20 amperes? Here in this option A it is 20 amperes, in option D it is 20 amperes, option B ruled out, then option C is ruled out because it is 20 root 2, 20 root 2. So here after looking at this statement, out of A, B, C, D options now, you can remove B and C options. Answer can be either A or answer can be D. What is A? That is 20 plus 25 sin omega t. What is D? 20 plus 15 root 2 sin omega t. What is measured by moving iron? IRMS. So calculate. What is IRMS for option A or for option D? We don't know which option. For option A, if you try to calculate IRMS, what is the IRMS value? Root mean square value. What is mean here? Already DC component mean square is 20 square plus 25 Im sin omega t. So you know 25 by root 2 whole square amperes. So 20 square is 400 plus 25 square by 25 by 2. You will get 25 into 25. You have to calculate. You will get somewhere around, I already did, I think 312.5 amperes. That is around root 712.5 amperes, which is greater than this. You will get something like 26.69 something. You just calculate it. You do calculation, right? So if you observe option D, if you calculate IRMS for option D, that is not 25, that's what I am saying. For option D, if you see, what is given 20 plus 15 root 2. Directly here you can tell. What is the root mean square value? Root mean square 20 square plus 15 root 2 Im by root 2 whole square amperes. So root 2 gets cancelled out. 20 square is 400 and I think you know 15 into 15 is 225 amperes. That is under root 625 is obviously 25 amperes. So out of these two options now, A and D, A is ruled out. So obviously D is coming, IRMS value for D is coming as 25 amperes. So that is 25 amperes. So again I am ruling out this A. So option for question number 29 is D, right? You have to calculate IRMS anyway after ruling out two options. This you just check this value. Last question. A three-phase wattmeter is used to measure three-phase balanced power. Given the ratio, magnitude omega 1, W1 by W2 is 1.5, that wattmeter ratio, and pressure coil of second wattmeter had to be reversed to measure the reading. The angle phi between the phase voltage and phase current is option D. You know how to calculate, right? That's it. That completes my portion. Next faculty, Ahad sir will continue. Thank you for listening. All the best.
So, I will be discussing the answers from these electrical machines. So, this is a question from EMT. So, after me the EMT concerned faculty will come and discuss. Now let us see the questions. So, this is a question from a transformer. So, theoretical question you can see here. Which of the following statements are correct? The concentrated coils are used for core type transformer, whereas interlude coils are shell type transformers. Q. The concentric coils are used for shell type transformers, whereas interlude coils are for core type transformers. So, as of now Q is correct. Shell type transformers are preferred for low voltages. No. Shell type transformers are preferred for high powers. So, as of now the answer here it is D. So, the answer for this question 62 is D. Which of the following statement is not true? So, you have to be careful whether it is true or not true. The question asked is not true. So, again it is also a theoretical question, you can just go through here. So, if you remember a transformer, so which of the following statements is not true with respect to a single phase transformer? If the load current is kept constant, the maximum efficiency occurs at unity power factor. The transformer efficiency is maximum at the same load current regardless of variations in the load power factor. If the load current is kept constant, the maximum efficiency occurs at 0.8 power factor lagging. The core losses and copper losses of a transformer are unaffected with the power factors. So, in this which one is the wrong answer or which is not true is nothing but your C. Why? Because if the load current is kept constant, the maximum efficiency occurs at unity power factor, but it is given as 0.8. So among this, which one is not correct or which one is not true means option C is not true. The full load voltage drop in a single phase transformers are 3% and 4% due to resistance and leakage reactance respectively. The full load power factor at which the voltage drop is maximum and the load power factor at which the voltage drop is 0. So I think it is also a theoretical question. So the drop will be maximum for lagging loads and the drop will be 0 for leading loads. So from the given option you can pick which one is the lagging and leading. So the first option is the which voltage drop. So the voltage drop is maximum. So it should be for lagging, right, this one. Then the load power factor at which the voltage drop is 0, it is for leading. You can see from the given option A is both lagging, B is lagging and leading, C is leading and lagging, D is lagging and leading. So which option is correct in this means option B is correct from this. Pick up the correct statement with respect to the windings used in a DC machines, right. So first one, in lap winding dummy coils can be needed, no. In lap winding equalizer rings are needed, yes. In a wave winding dummy coils can be needed, yes. In a wave winding the equalizer rings are needed, no. So from this which options are correct means B and C. You can see among which one is correct means B and C, means your option B is correct in this case. So when the armature current is neglected, when the armature reaction is neglected regarding the characteristics of a DC shunt motor, speed versus armature current and torque versus armature current at a constant terminal voltage and if IF, right. So you know that in case of a DC shunt motor, torque is directly proportional to phi into Ia. As you can see here, if armature reaction is neglected, flux will remain constant. So torque is directly proportional to Ia. So there holds a direct relationship between torque and armature current. And one more thing is Ia is equal to V minus Eb by Ra. And you know that, so Eb is directly proportional to N, and whenever the load is increased, definitely the speed will decrease. When speed decreases, the back EMF will decrease. When the back EMF decreases, so this difference will increase and current will decrease. So what is the relation we are having between this speed and the armature current means it is inversely proportional, or I can say it is a non-linear function. So from this which option is correct means torque and armature current is linear and speed and armature currents are non-linear. So here B and C. So speed and armature current are non-linear, torque and Ia is linear. So which one is correct means B and C are correct. So B and C are correct. Next, a 125 volts DC shunt motor has an armature resistance of 0.5 ohms and a field resistance of 125 ohms. When delivering a constant torque load at 600 rpm, the motor draws a current of 11 amps. The new speed of the motor if a additional resistance of 125 ohms is inserted in the field circuit is dash rpm, right. So it is a numerical which we need to spend some time on this. So here the terminal voltage is 125. I will be calculating EB1. So EB1 is equal to V minus IaRa. So here you can see IL is given as 11 amps, and what is the value of I shunt means it is nothing but 125 by 125, it is 1 amp. So 11 minus 1 amp is nothing but 10 amp is your Ia1, and what is the resistance, it is 0.5. So it is nothing but 120 volts. Then what is the value of N1? N1 is nothing but 600 rpm in this, and phi 1 is directly proportional to IF1, so it is nothing but 1 amp here. Then here torque is kept constant. When torque is kept constant, then phi into Ia should remain constant. If that is the case, phi 1 into Ia1 should be equal to phi 2 into Ia2. So phi 1 if I take 1, Ia1 if I take 10, then phi 2 I have to calculate. Now I need to calculate the new speed of the motor if an additional resistance of 125 ohm is added. So what is the initial resistance of the field winding? 125. In addition to that, I am adding one more 125. 125 plus 125 becomes 250. The new field current will be 125 by 250, it is 1 by 2. So what is the value of IA2 from this? So from this, IA2 will be equal to 20 amps. Then from this, I will be calculating EB2. So EB2 is equal to the terminal voltage is 125 minus 20 into 0.5. So it is nothing but 115 volts. And at this condition, I need to calculate what is the value of N2. So I will be using this formula. EB is directly proportional to 5 into N. So EB1 by phi1 into N1 is equal to EB2 by phi2 into N2. So if I solve, I will get N2 value to be 1150 RPM. You can cross check this. Right? This is a simple numerical, you can see. So what is the value of phi2? You have to keep 1 by 2. So what is the answer for this? It is 1150 RPM. So in the operation of a 3-phase induction motor, if phi r represent the air gap MMF, F2 represent the rotor MMF, theta 2 represent the angle by which the rotor current lags the rotor EMF, pick up the correct statement. So if you just remember the phasor diagram, if this is the resultant MMF which is moving in the air gap with a speed of ns, it will produce a flux which will cut the rotor conductors and the EMF lags by an angle 90 degrees. As the rotor circuit is closed, the induced EMF will circulate a current and which is lagging in this case by theta 2. And this rotor current will produce a rotor flux or rotor MMF. Now I need to calculate what is the angle between the resultant MMF and the rotor MMF. You can see here to here it is 90 and here to here it is theta 2. So here I need to find out what is the angle between these two. You can see the angle between FR and F2 is nothing but 90 plus theta 2. Now the question, it is lagging or leading. It is a simple circuit, conventional. If you are moving in a counterclockwise direction, you have to take it as lead, and if you are going for a clockwise direction, you have to take it as a lag. Then you can see with respect to F2, this FR is in the counterclockwise direction, then we can see it is leading by an angle 90 plus theta 2. So which option is correct here? FR leads F2 by an angle 90 plus theta 2, FR lags no, FR leads no. So which option is correct in this case? Option A is correct in this case. Which of the following single phase induction motor has highest starting torque? So you know a single phase induction motor, the basic single phase induction motor is a resistance split, but it is having a problem of low starting torque. So in order to improve the starting torque, we increase the number of turns in the auxiliary winding and we will connect a capacitor. By properly choosing the value of capacitance, we can improve the starting torque. So which one will be having more starting torque in this case? Means the capacitor start motor. So what is the option for this? Option D. A 3-phase squirrel cage induction motor has a slip corresponding to maximum torque is 20%. So SMT, it is the slip corresponding to maximum torque is 0.2. Its starting current is 5 times the full load current, then the full load slip is, so the starting current is 5 times the full load current. So here the starting current is 5 times the full load current. I need to calculate what is the full load slip. I think in my regular classes, I have derived this equation, T start by TFL is equal to SMT square plus SFL square by SFL into SMT square plus 1. So this derivation already we had in the class. So if I take starting torque, I can write it as K into IST whole square into R2 by K into IFL whole square into R2 by SFL. So here R2 gets cancelled, K gets cancelled. So this will be IST by IFL whole square into SFL is equal to SMT plus SMT square plus SFL square by SFL into SMT square plus 1. So it is given starting current to full load current is 5 times. So if I solve phi square is equal to 0.2 square plus SFL square. So this SFL will come here. So So SFL square into 0.2 square plus 1. So if I solve this, SFL will get 4%. So which is the given option in this means 4%. So this is the right one. Right. So these are the questions from a synchronous machine. In case of a 3-phase cylindrical rotor synchronous machine, when the armature current Ia lags the excitation EMF EF by 90 degrees, the nature of armature reaction is. It is a simple question. So if I am trying to take the rotor for your convenience as a salient pole, but it is a cylindrical pole. Let me take. So whenever we are giving an excitation, it will produce a magnetic field. So if I am trying to rotate this with some synchronous speed, then when it cuts the stator conductors, an EMF is induced, right? So I will be calling this flux as a main flux, right? Now as it is given, the current is lagging by an angle 90 degrees with respect to the excitation EMF. So you can see the current is lagging by an angle 90 degrees. So this armature current will produce as one more flux, we call it as an armature flux. Now you can see this armature flux is exactly 180 degrees to that main field flux. As it is exactly 180 degrees to the main field flux, so in case of a generator, you can see this flux is opposing the main field flux. So what is the nature of that armature reaction means? It is completely a demagnetization effect. So here for a generator, it is a demagnetization effect. Demagnetization effect, and for a motor opposite to that, it is a magnetization effect. So you can see from the given option, so demagnetization effect in case of a synchronous motor, no. Cross magnetization will not happen. Cross magnetization is for resistive load, it will not happen. Magnetization in case of synchronous motor and demagnetization in case of alternator, yes. Demagnetization in case of synchronous motor cross. So there is no concept of cross magnetization. It happens only when you are connecting a resistive load, but here the load is a ZPF. Why? Because the current is lagging the excitation EMF by 90 degrees. Next one, choose the correctness of the assertion and reason statement. Short circuit characteristics of an alternator is a straight line. So if you remember, so whenever you are doing the short circuit test, right, EG is equal to V plus IA into ZS. So as it is a short circuit test, the terminal voltage is, the terminals are shorted, the terminal voltage will be 0. So you can see EG or IA into ZS. So IA is equal to, EG is nothing but 4.44 F phi number of turns into the winding factor. ZS is equal to square root of RA square plus XS square. If I neglect RA, which is very less, so XS square is XS whole square under root is nothing but XS, which is nothing but 2 pi F into LS. So here F cancel, and if I keep all other parameters constant, IA is directly proportional to phi, which is directly proportional to IF. So what the relation we are having means it is a straight line. So short circuit characteristics, if you remember, we draw the short circuit characteristics between IF versus the armature current. You can see what the relation we are having. It is a direct relation. You can see here. So which one is correct? A is true here. So A option is true here. Alternator during short circuit test operate under saturated? No. If it is a short circuit, it is totally a demagnetization. When it is a demagnetization, the amount of flux present will be very less. If it is very less, it is an unsaturated region, but it is not a saturated region. So your second one is wrong. B is false. So which one is correct here? A is false? No. A is true, but R is false? Yes. Both A and true are false? No. Both A and R are false? No. So which option is correct in this case? Option B is correct in this case. That's all. So the next subject, power system, will be handled by the concerned faculty. I hope you have done all the answers, right? Thank you.
Hello everybody. So now we will discuss about the questions of the power system here. So just here, so this is the first question. A string of 6 suspension type of insulators is to be graded So to obtain uniform distribution of voltage across the string, if pin to earth capacitances are all equal to C, so pin to earth capacitance are given as C, and the mutual capacitance of the topmost insulator is given 9C. Then the mutual capacitance of the last 2 units they are asking. Right? It is one of the easiest question only, but it takes some more time. So just check here. So they have given 6 insulators here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are the insulators we are having, and here we are having the pin to earth capacitances, and all are given as C, and the topmost disk is having 9C. So what is the formula to calculate the capacitances? Cn plus 1 is equivalent to Cn plus Nc. Cn plus 1 is equivalent to Cn plus Nc. From this one, so what is C2 is equivalent to C1 plus C. C2 is equivalent to C1 plus C, and C2 is given 9C plus C, it will be 10C. Right? And what about C3 is equivalent to C2 plus 2C. How much it is? So C2 is 10C plus 2C, it is 12C. And what about C4? C4 is C3 plus 3C. How much it is? 12C plus 3C, it will be 15C. And what about C5? C5 is C4 plus 4C. What is C4? C4 will be 15C. It is 15C plus 4C. It will be 19C. So if you see the first option, it is 19C. So that you can directly go for option C. And for safe, right, we are calculating C6. What is that? So C5 plus 5C. It is 19C plus 5C. It will be 24C. So that the perfect answer is option C, 19C plus 24. 19C and 24C are the values of these two disks. Right. So for this one and this one. Right. So we'll go for the next question here. See the direct formula. So put the formula, we'll get the answer here, right? So what is that? In a 3-phase transposed line having unsymmetrical spacing of D1, D2 and D3 with R as the radius of each conductor, then the capacitance C between the conductor and the neutral. What is the capacitance formula, students? The capacitance formula C is equivalent to 2 pi epsilon naught epsilon R divided by ln of GMD. What is GMD? So we can write GMD divided by R. It will be 2 pi epsilon naught, and they have not given the value of epsilon R in the any formula, so that we can consider that as 1. 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of what is GMD? So it is cube root of D1, D2, D3 divided by R. And the same formula we can write it as, it is 2 pi epsilon naught divided by ln of D1, D2, D3 divided by R cube whole power 1 by 3 we can write. So that what is the formula they have given here? It is option A, it is given clearly. So just check here, it is in option A. So direct formula, right? Now we'll go for the next question here. This is the next question. So a 3-phase star connected system, so with a load of 1000 watts operates at 0.5 power factor lagging. Now what is the leading 3-phase kVAR of capacitor bank in parallel in system? So if the power factor to be improved to 0.866. It's a straight away question only, right? So what is the reactive power that should be supplied? Q is equivalent to P into tan phi 1 minus tan phi 2. P into tan phi 1 minus tan phi 2. So what they have given? Cos phi 1. So cos phi 1 is given how much? 0.5. So that what is the value of phi 1? 60. So that you have to take tan 60. And what about cos phi 2 given? Cos phi 2 given, it is 0.866. So that what should be the value of phi 2? It will be 30. It should be 30. So that you can write what is P. So they are asking the answer in kVAR, right? So that convert that watts into kilowatts. So that will be 1 kilowatt into tan phi 1. That is tan 60 minus tan 30. Tan 60 minus tan 30. You can write the tan 60 value. So and tan 30 value you can get, it is 1.155 kVAR is the answer. So that it is the straight away answer you can write. Clear, right? And the next question here, This is the question we are having. So it is one of the easiest question only, but it's a little bit confusing. Just check here. So choose a wrong statement. That is the major thing that you have to understand here. They are asking what is the wrong statement. Clear, right? So choose the wrong statement from the following regarding the operator a square. It is not a, it is a square. So it is minus 0.5 minus j root 3 by 2 when multiplied with current or voltage vector. Actually, what happens? Operator A rotates the vector anti-clockwise by 120 degrees. 120 degrees. And what happens to a square? Rotates the vector anti-clockwise by 240 degrees. 240 degrees. So that just read the statements clearly. Read the statements clearly. It is rotating a vector anti-clockwise by 240 degrees or rotating a vector clockwise by 120 degrees. Both are same only, no? So rotating a vector anti-clockwise by 240 and rotating a vector clockwise by 120. Just see statement 1. When multiplied to a current vector, it rotates the vector through 2 pi by 3 radians in clockwise. This statement is correct. This statement is correct, right? So it is rotating in clockwise by 2 pi by 3, that is 120. Yes, right. Next one, when multiplied to a voltage vector, it rotates a vector through 2 pi by 3 in radians in anti-clockwise. No, it is not rotating in anti-clockwise, it is rotating by 240, not by 120. This statement is wrong, right? And the next statement, when multiplied to a voltage vector, it rotates the vector through 4 pi by 3 in the anti-clockwise direction. Yes, that's perfect statement, right? And when multiplied to a current vector, it rotates the vector through 4 pi by 3 radians in the anti-clockwise direction. That's also the correct statement. So that what is the wrong statement? Option B is the wrong statement, and that is the correct answer for you. Clear, right? And we will see the next question here. So this is the next question we are having. So see here, actually, so the annual load duration curve of a 30 megawatt power plant is given, which is having the installed capacity, and it is having a straight line as well as the rectangular graph we are having, and they are asking what are the units generated. So the units generator is nothing but the area under the load duration curve. The area under load duration curve itself is the units generated. So that what is that? You can calculate the area here. So the units generated are is equivalent to, so what is that? So half BH is for triangular area plus L into B for the rectangular area. L into B for the rectangular area. So that you can take the triangular area half BH, it is half into B is what? The number of hours 8760 into height is given 25 minus 20 minus 5, it will be 15 plus length is given, it is 8760 into B is given how much? 5. So if you calculate that, you will get 109.5. 109.5, right? So into 10 power 6 approximately. So that the perfect answer is option A. Option A, right? And we will go for the next question here. So this is the next question. So I told you many times, please try to remember the ABCD constants of all the medium transmission lines, right? So that they have given the direct question based on the ABCD parameters. If you see the ABCD parameters of the nominal T model. For T model, what are the ABCD parameters? 1 plus zy by 2, z into 1 plus zy by 4, and here it is y, and here it is 1 plus zy by 2. These are the ABCD parameters of the nominal T model. And in case of pi model, what you are having? 1 plus zy by 2, and here you are having z, and here you are having 1 into 1 plus zy by 4, and here we are having 1 plus zy by 2. In this, which you are having here in the given options, D. So D is always 1 plus zy by 2. Option D is not the correct answer. Option A is not the correct answer. What is option B? A is equivalent to 1 plus zy by 4. No, it is 1 plus zy by 2. It's not correct one. And B is equivalent to z into 1 plus z by 2. No, it's not the correct one. Here you have to have 4. And it will be y into 1 plus zy by 4. Y into 1 plus zy by 4. They have given this one. Clear, right? And we'll see the next question here. So this is the next question, students. It is in the very basics of power system. They have given. So they have given the voltage VA is equivalent to 200 sin pi t, and VB is given 210 sin 100 pi t minus 108 degrees, and VC is 220 sin 100 pi t minus 234 degrees. Then what is the time difference between, actually in class we have discussed about the phase difference. Here they are asking convert that phase into the time, convert that phase into the time. So actually first of all they are asking between A and B and then B and C. Just check here, between A and B, so it is 100 pi t, minus 108 degrees. So between A and B, what is the phase difference we are having? Between A and B, what you are having? 108 degrees, 108 degrees. Actually if you are having one complete cycle, for one complete cycle, what is the total angle we are having? 360 degrees. For 360 degrees, what is the time period we are having? 50 Hz. For 50 Hz system, the time period will be 20 millisecond. 20 millisecond. So that just a simple question. For 360 degrees, if it is 20 millisecond, then for 108 degrees, how much it is? For how much it is, right? Just a cross multiplication we need. So that x into 360 is equivalent to 20 millisecond into 108. Therefore, x is equivalent to 20 milli into 108 divided by 360, right? We need calculation, definitely. We have to do that calculation, whatever it may be. So that if you calculate that, you will get 6 millisecond, right? So if you see, so option C and option D are matching that one. So that definitely for the second one also you have to calculate. So that between B and C, so what is the angle difference between B and C we are having? The angle difference between B and C, if you see here, between B and C, just check here, the B angle is 108 degrees and C angle is 234 degrees. 234 minus 108, what is that? 234 minus 108, so is approximately 126 degrees. So same, if 360 degrees is 20 millisecond, then what is 126, right? So question, right? Just cross multiplication we need. If you calculate that value of x, will get 7 millisecond. So that we are going to have 6 milliseconds and 7 milliseconds. Clear, right? Just this is the key point we are having. So for 360 degrees, for a 50 Hz system, you are having 20 millisecond. If you are getting that idea, you are going to solve this problem. Clear, right? So next question, just here, it is one of the toughest question we can say actually. So assuming a balanced load with a power factor of 0.8, the approximate value of conductor material required for a 3-phase 4-wire system is dash of that that is required for a 2-wire DC system with one conductor earthed, right? So we are having a table, right? So we are having a 2-wire DC system with one conductor earthed, and 3-wire DC system, see a DC single phase 2-wire system, and a single phase 3-wire system, or 2-phase 3-wire system, like that we are having several set of table. So from that one we can take, so the amount of, that is volume of conductor material required for a 3-phase 4-wire system, for 3-phase 4-wire system, the volume of conducting material required, it should be 7/12 into cos square phi times of the volume of conducting material required for a DC 2-wire system with one conductor earthed, right? So that will be 7/12 into, so power factor is given 0.8, so it is 0.8 square into percentage. Yeah, they are asking the percentage. So if you do that, we will get approximately 91.1%. 91.1% is the volume of conducting material that is required for the system. So that option B is the perfect answer. So we'll go for the next question here. So this is the next question. A hydroelectric generating station is supplied from a reservoir of force equal to, so 50 into 10 power 10. The force is given, that is the energy that is given here, and the mean head is given 200, and total energy they are asking. What is the total energy? The total energy is equivalent to, so efficiency into mean head into the total power that is going to have, that is the energy we are having. So divided by, they are asking in kilowatt hour or megawatt hour, so that if you check properly, it will be selecting with effectively setting with megawatt hour. It is 10 power 6 into 3600. So that will be megawatt hour. So just substitute that values. 0.72 into mean head is 200 into W is given 50 into 10 power 10 divided by 10 power 6 into 360. If you either do that, it is 20,000 megawatt hour. 20,000 megawatt hour is the perfect answer. So that option D is the perfect answer, right? So the next question we are having, so just a straight away question, what are the efficiencies, sequences of efficiencies, right? So turbine is having 45%, and boiler is having 85%, and generator is having approximately 95%. So this is the increasing range of efficiencies. So that what is the correct answer? Option D is the perfect answer. So turbine, boiler and generator. This is the increasing order of the efficiencies, right? The next question here, yeah, so it is based on the cables. So we need to find the fault where we are having the fault in the underground cables. We are having two tests. One is Moore loop test and Varley loop test, and highly preferable one is the Moore loop test. In Moore loop test we are having two variable resistors, right? So two variable resistors we are having, so that the correct answer is Moore loop test or Murray loop test we are having with two variable resistors, right? So these are the questions we are having in the power system, students. So some of the questions are somewhat easy, some of the questions are somewhat difficult. Whatever it may be, I think you have solved that one. So all the best everybody.
Yeah, ready. So now we are going to discuss questions related to signals and systems. Look at the first question. ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో ఎఫ్ ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మా లేదా లాప్లాస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మా అని క్లియర్గా ఇవ్వలేదు. సో ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ ప్రకారంగా ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఈ పవర్ మైనస్ ఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ బై టూ ఇస్ ఈ పవర్ మైనస్ ఎస్ స్క్వేర్ బై టూ. యూజువల్గా ఎఫ్ అంటే ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్, ఎస్ మనం లాప్లాస్లో వాడతాం. ఈ రెండు ఒకే క్వశ్చన్లో వాడు మిక్స్ చేసి ఇచ్చాడు, చాలా కన్ఫ్యూజన్ క్రియేట్ చేశాడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో. ఇంకేం అడుగుతున్నాడు, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ డి స్క్వేర్ బై డిఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ ఆఫ్ దిస్. యాక్చువల్గా ఈ క్వశ్చన్లో వాడు లాప్లాస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ప్రాపర్టీ టెస్ట్ చేయాలనుకున్నాడు. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు ద లాప్లాస్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఎ ప్రాపర్టీ లైక్ దిస్. సపోజ్ ఎక్స్ ఆఫ్ టీ లాప్లాస్ ఈస్ ఎక్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్, then the Laplace transform of d square by dt square of x of t is s square x of s. First of all, ఈ క్వశ్చన్ వాడు ప్రాపర్గా క్రియేట్ చేయలేదు. ఒకవేళ ఈ ప్రాపర్టీ వాడు వాడాలనుకున్నప్పుడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్కి ఆన్సర్ ఆప్షన్ డి అవుతుంది. మీరందరూ ఈ క్వశ్చన్ని ఛాలెంజ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఎందుకంటే ప్రాపర్గా నొటేషన్స్ వాడలేదు, ఈ క్వశ్చన్ని కరెక్ట్గా క్రియేట్ చేయలేదు. ఇదైతే మన అకాడమీ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్లో డైరెక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇచ్చాడు. So y of n, that is the output is summation k from minus infinity to n, x of k is dash. So ikkada x anedi input, y anedi output, ఇది ఎలాంటి సిస్టమ్ అని వేరియస్ ఆప్షన్స్ ఇచ్చాడు. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ నాన్ కాజల్ అండ్ టైమ్ ఇన్వేరియంట్, నాన్ లీనియర్ అండ్ కాజల్ అండ్ సో ఆన్, దిస్ ఆర్ ది ఆప్షన్స్. లెట్ us డిసైడ్ అబౌట్ ద లీనియారిటీ. ఒకవేళ మీరు అడిటివిటీ అండ్ హోమోజినిటీ చెక్ చేస్తే ఖచ్చితంగా ఇది సాటిస్ఫై చేస్తుంది, అంటే ఈ సిస్టమ్ లీనియర్. టైమ్ ఇన్వేరియన్స్ చెక్ చేస్తే ఖచ్చితంగా ఇది టైమ్ ఇన్వేరియంట్ సిస్టమ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ టిఐ సిస్టమ్. కాజలా కాదా ఎలా చెక్ చేస్తారు? సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు y ఆఫ్ 0 కనుక్కోవాలనుకుంటే, సో దీన్ని ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేయండి. y ఆఫ్ 0 ఇస్ సమ్మేషన్ k ఫ్రమ్ మైనస్ ఇన్ఫినిటీ టు 0 x ఆఫ్ k. ఈ సమ్మేషన్ ఒకవేళ మీరు ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేస్తే మీకు ఇలాంటి టర్మ్స్ వస్తాయి, లైక్ x ఆఫ్ 0, యూ గెట్ x ఆఫ్ -1, you get x of -2 and so on. So these are the terms. If you carefully observe, this is the present value of the input, whereas these are the past values of the input. So output అనేది present input and past values of the input మీద డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది, అంటే ఇది ఖచ్చితంగా కాజల్ సిస్టమ్. సో ఇప్పుడు డిసైడ్ చేయండి. ఆప్షన్ బిలో కాజల్ అండ్ టైమ్ ఇన్వేరియంట్ అన్నాడు. సో ది ఆన్సర్ ఫర్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్ ఆప్షన్ బి. ఇది ఒక ఇచ్చినవి 4 క్వశ్చన్స్లో 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ కొంచెం ఎట్లా అంటే తేడాగా అడిగాడు అనమాట, ఛాలెంజ్ చేయొచ్చు అనమాట. ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ కూడా ambiguous క్వశ్చన్ ఇది. సో యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ we have kept the answer as option A. Let's wait for some more time. So కొంచెం ట్రికీగా అడిగాడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్. సో యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ ద కీ is option A for this. Now this is also a question from our material. So in this question ఏమడుగుతున్నాడు అంటే ఒక రెక్టాంగులర్ పల్స్ ఇచ్చి దీని ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఏంటి అని అడుగుతున్నాడు. ఇది క్లాస్లో చాలాసార్లు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం. సో యూజువల్గా ఒక రెక్టాంగిల్ పల్స్ ఇస్తే దీని విడ్త్ ఎంతనో చూద్దాం. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద విడ్త్? ద విడ్త్ ఈస్ టౌ. వాట్ ఈస్ ది ఏరియా? ద ఏరియా ఆఫ్ దిస్ రెక్టాంగిల్ ఈస్ A ఇంటూ టౌ. హైట్ వచ్చి A, విడ్త్ వచ్చి టౌ. సో ద ఏరియా ఈస్ A టౌ. సో ఏరియా విత్ ఇవి యూజ్ చేసి మనం ఈజీగా దీన్ని ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ రాయొచ్చు. సో వాట్స్ ద ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్? ద ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఇస్ ఏరియా ఇంటూ సా ఒమేగా ఇంటూ విత్ బై 2, దట్ ఈస్ టౌ బై 2. ఇది మనం సా ఫంక్షన్లో యూజువల్గా ఇలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటాం అనమాట. ఇది చాలా ఈజియెస్ట్ థింగ్. కానీ మనకి సింక్ ఫంక్షన్లో అడిగాడు. సో దీన్ని సా ఫంక్షన్ సింక్ ఫంక్షన్లోకి ఈజీగా కన్వర్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఏటీ సా మీన్స్ సైన్ ఒమేగా టౌ బై 2 బై omega tau by 2. So you have to convert this to sync form. It is so simple. So let's have a look at this. A tau sin pi multiply and divide చేద్దాం. Pi multiply pi and divide by pi. So clearly this is in the form of sin pi x by pi x. Sin pi x by pi x ని మనం sync x అని రాసుకోవచ్చు. So this is like A tau sync omega t by 2 pi. So చూడండి ఆప్షన్స్ ఏమున్నాయి? AT or A tau sync omega tau by 2 pi, which is matching with option A. So this is from signals and systems. Next, Vivek sir will continue with electromagnetic theory.